Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Just getting things set up for today. Oh, that's a good point. Let's see if that's. See if my camera's set up. Looks like it is. Just doing some planning before the actual game. To enjoy this fine, relaxing music. As I prepare for the Contractors storyline. It's still pretty early. I think we're only on game 3 right now. That's weird. Why does it say my things all have 0 views? There must be something going on with Roll20's forum. Because that can't be right. Still looking to fill that Monday and Wednesday Monday and Thursday time slot. Mornings are always such a pain in the ass to fill. But lately it seems like afternoons have been slowing down, or evenings have been slowing down a little too. But those are mostly filled right now, and they still fill up pretty quick. Just not instantly. Alright, that is done. Re-up the D&D Beyond ad. I've been slacking off with the advertising lately. Although, I I did find a bunch of new places to advertise recently, so that's good. Let's do my Reddit ads. Trying to decide if I have time to play some Vampire Survivors before the game. Probably not. I probably should just hop into the game. Only got like 20 minutes. Trying to decide if I should have my camera going on the Twitch display or if I should just keep it the way it is with the map background. I feel like people might enjoy having a camera going. You can see my beautiful face. Alright, doing this one. And this drives me crazy. I hate it on Discord when people keep adding everyone and then you just keep getting notifications from things that you know are not that important. I try not to add everyone unless it's like once in a while, because then I feel like people just mark you as red, so it becomes pointless. Even adding like a smaller group of people, like I don't know. If you're gonna do it like once a week or once every few days. Like, don't add that group every few hours, because yeah, then they'll just ignore 99% of what you send them. It's just not a good way of, in my opinion, not a good way of running Discord. Speaking of Discord, what's everyone doing on my Discord? Check in with my players. I think I over-caffeinated a little. My pups were not letting me get sleep last night. So, I did a bunch of coffee this morning, but I may have done too much. Alright, posted all the relevant stuff. Yeah, I've been struggling a bit with my D&D streams. I feel like they're not the most interesting to watch. Like I hate watching streams of games. Even stuff that's more produced, like the Critical Role stuff, just not really my thing. I would just rather be playing or running a game. But some people really seem to like it. But yeah, my games, I don't think my style is very interesting to watch. I would think because I'm more technical and gameplay oriented. Like, there's a lot of storytelling for sure, but it's not always the focus of what's going on, and it's not produced at all. So yeah, it's not meant to be entertaining. So I'm trying to think if there's a way I could do my stream to involve the Twitch audience more without corrupting the integrity of the game. Because I definitely want to keep it good for my players. I mean, my players are paying me to run the game, so it's more about that than the actual entertainment value. And I'm pretty sure my players wouldn't appreciate me cutting to the Twitch audience a bunch and asking them, how the game could be more interesting, because it would break their immersion. But at the same time, if people are watching on Twitch, I want to make it more interesting if I can. So I've been considering that. If nothing else, the Twitch stuff is nice to keep a log of what's going on. So people who miss games can go back and watch the video, in addition to reading the logs, of course. And the other problem is if I show how I plan or like start recording while I'm planning, it could be major spoilers for my players if they watch the streams. So I'm not really sure what content I want to stream out. It is a bit of a conundrum. It's weird. I thought I had my camera set up, but it's not working. Let me go take a look at that. Oh, there I am. A little bit too big, though. Shrink me down. Shrink me down even more. Move me over a little. That's probably good. Oh, there we go. Proper camera. Getting things done. "10 minutes till the story starts." Drink my water. I was looking through some of the suggested poisons in the game, and I realized it seems like most of them require you to defeat a certain enemy, or at least have a certain enemy to extract the poisons, which doesn't work well with the crafting system I've created. So I'm thinking I might need to create some custom poisons. They'll probably just mimic some of the ones that already exist without the requirement of extraction from like a snake or something like that. I'm still thinking about it. I generally end up doing a lot of custom BS with my setups. Some things about Raw I like, but other things just don't work well with how I want to run my world. The Contractors. Time to get on voice. One thing I like about running the games online, even though I do a lot of rolling with the Roll20 dice generator, I can roll actual dice at my desk because I don't cheat, unlike those other players. The only problem with that is I do end up dropping a lot of dice on the floor. You think after 30 years of playing D&D, I'd be better at not dropping dice. An occupational hazard, I suppose. Let's switch this over to Dungeons and Dragons as my topic.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yorn. Or afternoon, or evening, I guess, in your case?
6.
Yeah, UK time. It's only 11 o'clock here.
So it is morning, or 11 is. I'm guessing it's not 11 at night, so.
No, I'm 7 hours behind you, I believe.
Yeah. Adds up. That adds up.
Or 8 hours. Because now we have daylight savings, although you're having that soon too, right?
I think we had it already.
Oh,
That's why I'm playing early today.
yeah. Well,
We had it like a couple of weeks ago.
that adds up then. Hello, Yosh.
Hello.
I've been sitting on stream.
Howdy.
I decided I should probably start streaming a little before the game so I can interact with the audience a little bit more. Although I don't think anyone's popped on. At least no one's been talking in stream chat.
Okay.
Howdy.
Just give me a second, I'll restart the router. It seems like I have some weird connection.
I was speaking with. Oh, he left. Never mind. To restart the router. I was talking to one of my players about poisons. Apparently, there aren't really good options for creating poisons in 5th edition. Most of the options require you to like kill something and extract the venom, or capture something and extract the venom. But I do have my weird component system, so I was thinking of ways to house rule that so people could just create poisons with the poisoner kit. I just don't want it to get too unbalanced.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of things poisons could do. This game is nice to run because you guys are still pretty early in the story. So I don't have to come up with a bunch of new content like some of the other games. Once you get farther, I will, but yeah, right now it's pretty slow. We got people joining.
Well, he's there for. Oh, it's just the two of us for now. There's still 3 minutes. And who is it that's not joining today?
The Minotaur. What was his name? Oh, he didn't change his frickin' Discord name. Darn it. So I'm not sure what his name is. Yeah, everyone else I think did. We got Yosh, Charlie, Snarky, and yours is Marmalade.
What about me? Yeah.
Alright. So we have everyone else has their sort of used names in parentheses, but the newer player didn't do that yet.
You should have Lou in parentheses.
No, my name's DM Raven.
Okay.
It's my birth name. Look it up.
Yeah, sure.
How dare you doubt me? But yeah, I was just telling Yorn I was trying to come up with a poison system because most of the poisons in the game are requiring extraction, and the way I do components, it feels like there should be a way people can just make poisons with the components. Maybe with nature components. So I've been thinking of what the poisons would do besides damage. I just have to not make it too out of control.
I think there was some system for poisons in like Pathfinder or...
Yeah, I mean, there's technically systems in this. The problem is most of the contact poisons require you to like extract it from a snake. I don't think there's many that you can just create with like nature components or rare herbs. Yeah.
Okay.
Which, with the crafting system I use, seems like it should be available. That's kind of like, if you have a poisoner's kit. It feels like you should be able to do that.
Or just alchemy.
Yeah, or alchemy. But alchemy, maybe alchemy would be more to create the poisons and the kit would be more to apply them. I don't know.
Maybe the poisoner's kit is about extracting, like with nature skills, etc., extracting from like manticore or a snake, and alchemy is actually making it out of components, which is not a poison. Like like each individual one is not a poison, but you just make them into one.
Yeah, though I think the poisoner's kit also says you use it to apply poisons as well. That's kind of
yeah, but like to an arrow, right?
Yeah, and kind of the balancing factor of poisons is that you can you take, I think it's like a minute to apply it, and once you use it, like it's gone off the weapon. So if you put it on your sword or something, or maybe it's a round to apply it, but if it's on your sword, like once you strike, it's just gone. So you can't just keep trying to poison someone, unless I guess you apply it to a bunch of arrows.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Kite is 5 minutes late. He's coming.
Do we have everyone else here?
Our wizard is still not here. He is 5 minutes late. He will be there momentarily.
All right. Make sure you're... I think Copper, you might need to switch to
yeah, sure.
your picture. Not that that's a big deal, but you were just a red
Oh, it is.
splotch.
Yeah, I like being consistent. That's a big deal to me, at least.
Big deal to you.
Yeah. Are you sure we haven't leveled up?
I know,
after
right?
last session.
Let's see. Wait, it's only session 3. What do you mean, did you level up?
It's always a fair
Well, it's
question.
session 4, because we had Zero session, right?
Yeah, we did do something on Zero session.
Oh yeah, I guess it's technically 4. But aren't you level 3 right now?
Yeah, we're 2.
Level 2?
No, you're about where you should be. Though I should track, because I don't think I've been tracking your level ups on here like I do with the other games. Let me do that. Didn't you level up the last game, or was it the game before?
We never
We haven't
leveled
leveled
up.
up.
We started at
level 2 from the game 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. In this game, we started a little higher because you guys were playing in the other game. That's right. So let me make note of that. You should be close to a milestone. So you'll most likely level up this game or next, just kind of depending. So I think we have everyone because we're missing our Minotaur.
What?
Ah, hey, Kite is here. Yes, Charlie's here, so
Yes.
we all set.
Where is it?
Where's our
Alright.
Minotaur?
He said. Here, let me check. What did he say?
You are our Minotaur this game,
He
Clog.
says, yeah, will not be able to make tomorrow's game. Sorry, guys. So he, is most likely, well, pretty likely he's not showing up unless he just happens to show up anyway. So does anyone want to run him this game?
Sucks when life comes in.
Or should I put him in the background?
Kate's got it.
What's the class?
I can run him
Yeah.
if we.
I mean, as a warrior, I don't imagine he'd be that hard to run.
Swing!
You don't
Swing
have to.
away!
You don't have to run him outside of combat. You would just be running him if we have combat.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Swing harder.
Yeah. Swing, bada bada.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see. I'll give you control of him. Copper. You should be able to see his sheet now. And I think he has a bunch of macros. That's the nice thing about having a character on Roll20. If I just throw the sheet to someone, like all the macros are there, so you could just click stuff.
I can only. Okay. Sorry, this is Clog. Wardfall. Yeah, I can see his sheet.
Okay, good. Can you see Clog's sheet? I didn't think I gave anyone else control.
No, no. I just can see his like main page with his beautiful face, and that's it.
All right, good. Just wanted to, yeah. It's like, why can you see Clog's sheet? All right, so the 24th, we have previous scribe was Win.
Correct.
This week, Win, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, so we should put it as now Clog. His dying last note.
Yeah. I hate hobgoblins. Blah. So, yeah, let me switch that around. Okay, so Win is now Clog. Make sure I spell that right. C-L-O-G. Alright, previous scribe, Win/Clog. This week the scribe would be Kite. Are you okay doing that, Kite?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Awesome. Alright.
Let me just open a big notepad.
Alright, and actually, okay, good. I got everyone in the rotation. Okay, so Win, do you want to give us a quick recap of last game?
Sure. So we started, it was the 89th day of summer, around 1 a.m. We were sleeping at the inn when we were sort of awakened by, and if I get anything wrong, please someone jump in. We were awakened by our host and told that something was happening down at the town gates. It seemed that there was some sort of unknown emergency. And we all agreed to go check it out. When we arrived at the gates, we found several guards and a young boy. We learned from the guards that the young boy lived with the town on a farm about 2 miles away. Further, that once the boy was allowed to enter the town gate, he basically just passed out. And it was clear to all of us, including the guards, that something bad was happening at the boy's family farm. It was also agreed upon by the party that we would immediately rush to the farm while the guards informed their commanders and organized a group to follow. After hustling as fast as we could to get to the farm, we finally got close enough whereby we could see it in the distance. However, in our rush and with our torches ablaze, we alerted the raiders that were at the farm, which included a bunch of hobgoblins and a very large ogre. We were able to easily surmise that this was the raiding party. The huge ogre, armed with a big tree trunk, didn't hesitate and immediately charged at us as the goblins readied their longbows. It turned out to be, in my notes, I have like blow by blow what happens, but I won't go through all that. It ended up being a pretty nasty and long fight whereby Win died. Forful was very close to dying. I think everyone except maybe Copper was injured. After the sort of the fight with the hobgoblins, which there were 4 of them, and the ogre, we chased the last hobgoblin back as he tried to retreat to the farm. At this point, while I was trying to create a new character, I might get some of this wrong, but basically that Forful and maybe one other rushed into the burning farmhouse, jumped out the window with Alice and Robert, the owners of the farm. When he landed, Forful was knocked unconscious, as was the husband, Robert. I think Kite killed the last of the hobgoblins with a firebolt. Yorn and Copper tried to stabilize Forful, and after a couple attempts, they were able to do so. At this point, from the wood line, a big bugbear came charging in. The bugbear lived close by and was very good friends with the farm owners, Robert and Alice, and their son, and sort of came to this rushing in to see if he could help in any way and explain this. The guards arrived. They were unable to put out the fire, and they were able to stabilize Robert at some point, at which point then the party agreed to go with the guards back to Chaur. Clog wanted to make sure that the boy of the parents was also safe and okay, and wanted to offer to make sure that his friends, Alice and Robert, got back to Chaur okay, went with the group. We arrived, we took a long rest. The next day, we all were at the sort of, I guess, at the inn in the morning having breakfast. A priest approached us about the funeral for Win. Sort of the party all agreed, thank you for doing it. We don't know much about him, but thank you. Clog sort of expresses upset about how all these raids have been happening by orcs, hobgoblins, and ogres, and having seen that his friends almost died and their house burned down, he was really interested and eager to get back to his old adventuring ways, fighting ways, and if the party would have him, he would love to engage with them about trying to look into this. So then the group discussed many things that they needed to do to organize. This included going to the Blackwater Estate to talk to, is it that right, Blackwater Estate?
Yes, the estate of Lord Galen Blackwater.
Yes, to go to the Blackwater Estate to talk to Lord Aidan Blackwater. That they were thinking about scouting outside the walls of Chaur for possible future raids. To investigate the cursed church. Finish drawing maps of the areas so they know where they are going and have been. And to make sure we retrieve the potion that Duru was making. And there were some other things. While discussing all these options of things to do, a shirtless guy, bare-chested shirtless guy, walked into the inn, sort of announcing himself as Neo. He was like 6'3", and he had some insignia that indicated that he was a member of the Blood Hands. He stated that he came looking for the group, having heard about our sort of what we've been up to, and said that his boss thinks that we'd be a good group to work with Neo to get some job done. We kind of blew him off, didn't show much interest, which sort of took him aback a little bit. He said his employer doesn't like to get the word no, but said he would come back, I can't remember if it was a day or so, and ask the party again.
Yeah, he mentioned later in the day he'd probably
or later in the day
come check up on you.
Yeah, I think it was more that we have a lot of appointments this morning.
Yeah, but I think we were purposely sort of being like, yeah, well, we're not. We have other things to do. We're not that interested in you right now.
Yeah, you'll pencil him in for later.
Exactly. Then we learned from Kite. I think Kite had some knowledge of the Blood Hands and that this was some sort of criminal organization that was working in the area. We then sort of ended with Clog and Kite staying at the inn to finish the work on the maps while the rest of the group left to go to the Blackwater Estate.
And yeah, that's about where we are. So the group was heading up there. So it is the 90th of summer.
Galen Blackwater, not Aiden Galen. Sorry.
The group has kind of split up. So who was staying at the inn? It was
Me.
it was Kite and who? I thought there was a second person.
Clog.
Clog.
Clog. Okay.
I need his woodman ways.
Yeah, especially since I live in the area.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. So I guess I'll start with. I'll start with the two of you. Well, actually, so Kite, odd or even?
Even.
Alright, yeah, I will start with Kite and Clog. What are you two doing as the group leaves to go see Blackwater?
Okay, so I'm gonna roll out the map I've been given of all the farms and the surrounding woodland, and I'd like to ask Clog about the dates that each farm was hit and try and work out where the raids are like centered of, because I'm guessing they've moved out. So I'm trying to find the home base or where they are currently the main force is stationed.
Sure. Clog doesn't have all the information, but he could tell you a little bit. Make an investigation check with disadvantage. Because you're still not as informed as to where all the raids have been. You just have some of the information. Oh, well, pretty good roll.
That's
So
a great roll.
there are a couple of possibilities as you are looking through this map, kind of plotting the days and times of when the attacks have happened. And yeah, there are a few spots that you think could be potential bases. At least if they're using farms. I mean, if they're just in the forest, it could be anywhere. Like if they have a camp somewhere. But if they're like maybe using a farm as a home base, you see a couple of possibilities.
Okay, I'd like to just mark them
Okay.
down.
Do you have cartography or anything that would help you with maps?
No. Is there actually a cartographer's?
There are cartographer's tools as a tool option.
I don't believe I have those then. No,
Okay.
that'd
No worries. So yeah, you kind of mark some coordinates on the map that could be possibilities. After that, what do you want to do?
I wasn't sure how long that was going to take.
Yeah.
So it probably took you about half an hour.
Okay.
At that point, let me jump to the other half of the group.
Real quick before you jump away, would Clog? I mean, I would assume that Clog would be able to give some other additional information just to someone in the area, like when all these raids sort of starting.
Yeah, I had assumed that you had given him that information.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so back to the other group. Up at the Blackwater Estate, you walk down the road, and as you get closer, you would see the Blackwater Estate is a large building rising about 3, could be 4 stories up in the air. You would see that there are guards patrolling around the outside, and there's a 15-foot stone wall that kind of encompasses the outer area of his estate. Inside, you would see, near the gate, you would see a couple of people look like they are tending to the gardens, and 2 guards at the main gate of his estate. As they see you approach, they kind of step forward and put their hands up to stop you. One of them says, "Hail, strangers. What can I do for you? Are you here about the mercenary jobs?"
I turn to Jorn. Was it the reason? Mercenary job?
Yeah.
I kind of
Oh yeah,
forgot
you
why
weren't
we're
here. You weren't here, were you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we've been called by Father Deval, I believe. Gregory
This is-
Deval.
The priest. I'm familiar. He looks closely at Copper. He says, "You are quite heavily armored for being in town, aren't you? I've never seen
Oh,
armor
that's
so
my.
complete and intricate.
Don't worry, that's my face.
Your face?
I am not armored. I am the armor.
He kind of looks a little taken
I
aback.
show him my hand. I take my hand, I put it in front of him and just wiggle my fingers.
Oh, huh. Interesting. Well, let me go see if Lord Blackwater is available. Did he give you any sort of summons or invitation that I could take a look at?
Did he?
Did they give us
Turn to
anything?
your.
I don't remember him giving anything to us.
I don't think he did.
No. So yeah, no.
You say no, and he nods and says, "Well, do you have a name, or does your group have a name I could refer to you by that he might know who you are?"
Oh yeah, this we have. We are the contractors.
The contractors.
Oh yes, you're the ones that helped get the caravan in. All right, yeah, I think he was actually expecting you. One moment, and the guard would leave. Do you want to do anything while the guard's away, or just wait?
No, I'll just hang out with my fellow human friend.
All right, so about 5 minutes later or so, the guard would return and say, "Yes, Lord Blackwater waits was awaiting your arrival. Please follow me."
Yeah, I will. And but before we do, I will also tell him that we may have two more friends coming. They are a little bit lagging behind. So if you see another pair, one of them is like a bugbear and a human, they are with us.
Oh, of course. Certainly, we'll keep an eye out for them.
Sure.
All right, so the two of you enter. As you come into the main yard, yeah, you see a lot of people gardening. You see more guards around. This is definitely one of the most fortified places within the town. Almost as if he might be expecting an attack. But as you enter the front area of the mansion, the main hall is large with two stairwells going up to a second floor. It seems like it's been made into a makeshift war room, as there are a bunch of supplies and shelves with weaponry and armor stacked up. There's also a bunch of bookshelves that look like they've been brought in to hold a bunch of different tomes. Over to the side, sitting at a desk, you see a dark-haired man who is speaking with several mercenaries, although as he sees you come in, he kind of smiles and waves you over, and would bow as you approach, saying, "Greetings, contractors, was it?" He says,
That's a nice place you have here.
That's kind of you to say, but I must admit, I don't know how well we would all be doing if you hadn't gotten that caravan into town. So we are in your debt." And he gives you a polite bow, and he says, "Galen Blackwater, at your service." You remain quiet, and he says, "I invited you here because I wanted to talk to you about a possible opportunity. It seems you have a bit of a talent for getting rid of the hobgoblin and and other raiders that have been showing up, and that could be of use to me in the future. You call yourself the Contractors, I think. Are you currently taking jobs?"
Currently we are free, I believe. I'm gonna look at Copper.
We don't have any
Did you have
active
anything?
assignment.
Yeah, there you go.
Says,
I
"Excellent."
currently am not executing any active assignment.
He nods, and he says, "Now I was curious about something. The two of you are warforged, yes?
I
Only
nod.
one of us is
And
Warforged?
I nod, but I foresee the discussion.
No, he's the only Warforged.
He looks at you curiously and he says, "Are you some sort of human that's made of metal then?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm not made of metal. I'm guessing my armor has some metal, but no.
He gives you a strange look. He says, "Have you not looked in a mirror recently?"
Yeah, I did. I'm human.
He
Mm.
says, "You."
Is there a mirror around? I want to look at the mirror. If there's anything around.
He would go back to his desk and produce a small hand mirror and kind of hold it up to you. He says, "It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like you." Go ahead.
I'm positioning myself behind Yorn, and I'm just trying to gesture to him. Just don't go there. Just
Yeah.
keep it.
I just see a human there.
He looks at you funny again. He says, "But your face is made of metal."
That's not a nice thing to say. Excuse me, you don't see me judge you for your face. And also, no, it's not metal. Back at hand, anyway. What did you want with us?
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage as his demeanor changes to a little bit more concerned.
With disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
So -1 plus whatever.
7. So he kind of looks at you for a moment as if thinking, and says, "Well, where's the rest of your group? I thought there were more of you."
I think they're about to come. They had a quick detour. Just had to do something. They're coming shortly.
Well, so as you probably know, the hobgoblin bandits have been attacking the caravans, but in addition to this, they've also been hitting the outer farms and, in general, attacking anyone who is not within the walls, which has caused quite a bit of unrest within Chaur. Using my resources, I've been able to look into and locate the main base from which they are launching these attacks. At this point, I'm just looking for someone to help me dispatch the hobgoblins and bring safety back to Chaur. Someone who is well versed in combat as well as possibly remaining hidden, because they would have to take on a large force at once, and a direct assault would not be the best way to go. Do you think you would fit this description?
I think we can figure it out. If given enough time, we of course can think of a solution. That's how big of a force are we talking about?
He says, "Well, before I give you too much information, I need a bit of a guarantee that you're going to work with me." He says, "Are you intending to work with me to achieve this end, or are you more looking to do this freelance?"
I'm not sure I understand what is the difference.
Well, there are other factions within the town that might look to procure your allegiance. I'm guessing if you don't know what I'm talking about, they may not have reached out to you yet. But I just needed some guarantee that you will be working with me and not working with them. Of course,
Are they also interested in dispatching of Hobgoblin threat?
He says yes, and there's actually another purpose there's more involved here than just the dispatching of these hobgoblins. There is an item of importance that I need retrieved, and I'm guessing that the other faction will also want this item retrieved. So I need some guarantee that once dispatched, you will bring the item to me and not to the other faction within Chaur.
think if we can settle on a contract, wink, wink, I would be more than happy to respect it.
Excellent.
We are the contractors, aren't we?
That
But
is
of course,
what
I
they
would
call
have to
you.
talk to my. Of course, we would have to talk between ourselves as well.
So
But
certainly.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering, like, why do you have different factions who both fight for the same goal of dispatching of hobgoblins? Why don't you work together? That would be more logical.
It would be, but the circumstances have become complicated, and working with the faction is no longer an option. He says, I don't really wish to say more than that. If you are truly contractors, I can say that you'll be paid well, and I would rather not have to explain what the issues are between myself and these other people. Only that.
Not interested. Not interested. Then I'm not interested. I mean, like in what the issues are. Like you can keep it to yourself if you don't want to share.
And that would be easier than having to explain the exact events that transpired. Regardless, I pay well, and you and your friends will be amply rewarded with money if that's what you seek. As long as you can return the item to me that I wish returned.
I don't have any further questions. I would rather wait for our friends, and then we will discuss it between our group and give you the final answer.
Excellent. He says, if you do decide to work with me, I can give you a place to stay, as well as help with the upcoming mission. Coordinates to the base of the hobgoblins, and possible forces, if need be. Just let me know what your answer is.
Of course. I'll just, it will not take long. Just have to talk to our guys.
This is very well. Then I wish you good day and hope for your swift return.
Sure.
And he would motion to the guard who would say, follow me, please.
Let's go, Yorn.
Lord Blackwater is still giving Yorn a bit of an odd look. But you are escorted back to the outer grounds where the guard would just wish you good day, and he would say, next time you can probably just come in. But now that we know who you are, it seems that Lord Blackwater is looking to work with you. So I just ask that if you do enter the estate, do not go beyond the main hall. The other areas of the estate are off limits.
Alright.
Alright, so what do the two of you want to do? It's probably been about half an hour.
Let's go to try find those guys. They probably are on the way back.
Alright.
This guy's pretty suspicious. I'm telling Copper that.
He is a little bit.
Alright, so...
But he does offer us a good pay.
Yeah, you didn't actually let him give you his price. You said you
I
want
to talk with the group first.
Handsomely.
I want to talk to the
Stay
group
with me.
first.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He was gonna make you an offer, but yeah, then you said you want to go talk to the group first. So anyway...
Is there a way of subtly suggesting to the DM that it'd be a really good offer?
Yeah. So as Kite, you have your maps out, you're speaking with Clog, the group would return. And yeah, you are now all together again.
I'll just, I won't hide anything. I will just tell everything to the group that we have been in the Blackwater estate. We've seen the owner of the estate who offered us a job for job, intelligence, provision, and a place to stay if we take a contract with him. What do you think? Shall we go back and ask about details.
What type of job is it?
Dispatching of hobgoblin encampment.
I see a problem with our team, though.
Hmm.
Well, he
We have
can be a
two
little less than
big guys.
trustful at times, but he has a good heart.
But we have two. I'm not saying about the guy, but like,
Mm.
it's a stealth mission, and we have Copper, who is not the quietest, and also two huge guys. So we have to stealth around. I think that's what they wanted. That is gonna be quite hard. You know what I mean?
It could be stuff to a point.
Yes. And just so you know, I am actually quite stealthy despite my big nature.
I am not at all. I said just
Yeah.
clunk, clunk, clunk a
Clang,
little
clang,
bit.
clang, clang. Oh,
He also said something about like help probably with people. So maybe he can offer us someone who can help us with like with a spell or something to be stealthy, or someone who is stealthy who can work together with Clog.
Alright.
The question is, do we want to go back and ask for more details? Is there anything that is a showstopper for this mission at this point?
I mean, he said there's other parties involved. We could wait until we get contacted by those other parties and see what they're offering.
I think that if Lord Blackwater is asking for our help, seeing that he is the sort of the lord of the area, we owe it to him to at least talk to him, hear him out more.
So you know that he is not
Yeah,
actually an official lord. He's from a noble family,
Yeah.
but the town is still run by the mayor. He's more of a benefactor of the town.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Reverse. It's Lord Blackwater. While he is an important person in town, he's not sort of the authority around here. So maybe we do just wait till we hear the.
I'm honestly
Neil
I'm okay with just going and taking a job from him, because this other party, they haven't contacted us, and so what? Like, we have a contract in front of us. We go,
I think they
we
might have
take the
contacted
contract,
us.
and we honor it. Have they?
Yes,
Was it the...
the Bloodhounds. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Which would kind of relate to
Don't.
his. I'm guessing he didn't say the name of the organisation that he was competing with.
They didn't.
Well, if we were to choose between the Lord Blackwater and the Bloodhands, I can tell you that my gut would go with Lord Blackwater first.
Yes, until they stab you in the back.
Yes, but
Don't
think as
consider
Kite
Blackwater
mentioned-
trustworthy.
I don't know that he is fully trustworthy, but my instincts would say that he might be more trustworthy than that.
At least
man
we can
Neil.
predict what the Bloodhounds will do. We know they're what's the word? Predictably dishonest.
Well, there is value in that, is for sure. But I'd rather. Clog just sort of reaches up and sort of scratches his chin and tries to think about it and says, "Well, I've said my piece, so I'll leave it to the others." But I do think that Lord Blackwater would be more trustworthy.
I'm 100% with Blackwater. I don't want to deal with someone who
Alright.
has the word blood, who has the word blood in their name.
Well, whatever Copper wants, Copper gets. I agree with Copper. I mean, I ain't happy about it because the guy had a weird interaction with me. Otherwise, I'm fine.
All right.
Oh, hasn't
I'm sorry.
everyone?
All right. So what
Yes,
does
guys?
the group want to do? At this point, it's
I think we need. Let's go.
It's probably about
Hmm?
11:20 at this point. It's almost afternoon. There's a couple of people coming and going from the tavern you're in. A few people sitting at the bar ordering drinks. The bartender is keeping things running as lunch begins and people start to come in to eat. But other than that, the Maplewood Inn is fairly quiet. You do have a couple of people coming over from time to time to talk to you, being that, you're still pretty popular in town. So, it's.
Shall we all go to the estate?
I would like to at
I
least
asked
hear. He didn't tell us what we were supposed to be retrieving, and he didn't tell us why.
Yes, and probably yes, and let's hear about it. Let's go talk to
Yes.
him and hear about it. That's and
I
like
prefer to
and,
get
and
both
of
sides
course
of the
what
story
what
as
the
well.
pay would be. What the pay
The
would
pay
be.
is important. The pay is important.
I'm
However,
not sure
I have
that
a
hearing
feeling that
both sides of the story. I'm not sure that hearing both sides of the story is a good idea, especially if we want to go and talk to him, because I don't think that he considers the other side of the story, so
Sure.
to say, a valid story.
Yeah.
I think that if we go with him, start talking to him, and take the contract, we are bounded. So I don't believe we will have an option to switch sides, because we are the contractors and we need to honor our contract if we sign it with
Yes.
Lord.
Yes. However, we are yet to sign it. We are in the information and what's it called?
Information
Surveying
gathering
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing some surveying.
Okay.
We're finding out how hard the job will be.
But I'm pretty sure we will have to decide whether we take the contract or not in Blackwater Estate right now if we go there. We cannot. I don't think that it will be a good idea to tell Lord Blackwater that, yeah, maybe, but we will go check the other side.
Well, Shock says, well, we're obviously not going to do that, but don't you think we should at least hear these people out and see what they're offering?
I
Yeah,
want to go
let's
and try and
hear.
get more information. Even if we do go with, it'll give us more insight into his motivation, as you can't trust.
You convinced me.
How's
You
Okay.
convinced me.
Shock is very convincing. He says, I'm with Kite here. I feel like we should at least hear what the Blood Hand have to say. If nothing else, maybe they have information we can glean that could help us when we join Blackwater.
Yep.
But let's keep it. Let's not disclose that we have talked to Lord Blackwater
Oh yeah,
And that's
while we talk.
yeah. Let's not try and draw attention that we're going to go see the people he doesn't want us to see.
I would agree. It's not really Lord Blackwater's place to tell us who we can and can't talk to. But yeah, there's no point in telling either side that we've spoken with the other.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
The only problem is I don't think
Do we
Neil
know where to
is.
find?
Well, he said he was going to come back and find us in the evening, so that means it could be a little while before he returns.
Can we ask around where to find him? I don't think
can I
he's
go
like,
try and
hiding
find
or
him?
anything.
Well, it's a it's a secretive group.
Yeah, he might be somewhere in the market. We could just ask around and see where his hangouts are. Maybe we'll be able to find him. I don't know him too well, but if he's part of the Blood Hand, I imagine there are people who know how to get in touch with him. I'd suggest we all look around the marketplace.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Before we go, I'd like to just go into my room at the end quickly.
All right.
And I'd like to cast Disguise Self on me.
All right. So you, what are you disguising yourself as?
I'm going to make myself a foot taller. I'm going to give myself blonde hair, and I'm going to make myself fatter than I am.
All right. So as you're all leaving to the marketplace, you would know that Kite looks noticeably different now.
Do we recognize him as Kite?
Kite, is that you?
You do just
For
perform
the next
magic?
for the next hour, it's Alistair Croft.
Okay, Alistair
Oh.
says that.
Interesting. Interesting.
Secretive. Interesting. Shock says. And he would say, if you all don't mind, I think I might stay at the inn for now. I was helping Mel recover, and she might need me. But I'll be here if something comes up.
Let's go ask around.
Okay. So if you're asking around the market, I would say that's persuasion, unless there's a different skill you want to use.
Can I not try and find the criminal element?
Acrobatics, please.
You start doing flips through the marketplace. I'm not sure how that's going to reveal Neil's location. You could certainly try it and see what happens.
I think persuasion makes the most sense.
Do we
though.
each roll, or do you want like two of us to roll, or somehow? Like group check, or
You
how do we do it?
can. I'll say you can all roll, and I will take the highest. Are you all doing persuasion?
I want to see
Yeah,
if I
I'll
can do
do it.
investigation to see if I can find like the black market or any
Criminal elements.
criminals that. Yeah.
So investigation, how? Like, what do you in? Because usually, I would say you would talk to people to try to
Okay.
get information. Investigation is more like, I mean, I guess you could observe the environment and look for clues as to like where shady activity might be going on. So maybe investigation.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Give me investigation. I'll see what you find.
Oh.
And is that everyone, or was there one more?
Yorn? I'm helping?
Oh, I'm muted as well.
All right, so
Keep
Yorn
muted.
is also taking a look around. So you would notice. First I'll go with the persuasion. So Copper, you kind of walk around talking to different people. Are you trying to be subtle, or are you just asking people about the Blood Hand?
I'm just asking. I think we
Or about
have
Neil,
a
I
name,
should
right?
say.
Yeah, we just ask about. I ask about concrete person,
All right, so
smiling and being charming.
this event is going to take about an hour. You begin walking around, talking to people. Most people don't really want to tell you much. They're nice enough until you mention Neil, and then they kind of try to make excuses to end the conversation. Some people just sort of walk away. You talk to one of the stall people who would say, "Oh, Neil, yeah, he's kind of a fun bloke. I've done business with him on a couple of occasions. He's often hanging around the Darkwater Inn, doing business at this part of the day. Otherwise, he's in wherever that secret base that they all stay. I think it's somewhere in the northeast, though I've never been there." He says,
Okay, thank you very much.
"Yeah."
And I'll go and share with the party.
So, Yorn, for your part, as you're investigating, and Clog and Kite, your actions don't bring much in the way of results,
No,
unfortunately.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
What we
Yep,
want to
figured.
look out for is any people that look shifty, like that guy over there, or like the changing of money, people looking around hard, and I just can't see any of them.
Yeah, so Yorn,
We are.
or while you're investigating, you're kind of keeping an eye on the market. You would notice at one point a group of cloaked individuals kind of hanging out near one of the stalls, speaking to the proprietor of the stall, who seems very nervous. There's some speaking back and forth, and finally he slides them a bag of a pouch of some sort, and they leave, and he seems relieved.
Where are they going? Can I see where they're going? Or can I follow them from a distance?
Yeah, so following them would probably require stealth if you're trying to remain unnoticed. Do you want to try to be stealthy as you follow them?
How crowded is the area?
Midday, it's not too crowded because the rush for supplies is over. There's still a good amount of people here, but it wouldn't give you advantage or anything like that to try to follow them stealthily.
I'll try to follow them. I'll try to see where they're going.
All right, give me a stealth check. All right, so you remain pretty quiet and
Jorn, don't we have disadvantage because of our armor?
What armor do you have? Do you have heavy armor?
Mail?
Oh, I don't have that. I have freaking studded leather.
yeah,
Okay,
studded
got it.
leather doesn't give disadvantage.
Fine.
So yeah, you're kind of following, keeping people between you and them as they speak to a few other stalls in the marketplace. It looks like similar exchanges happen where they talk to some people, some money exchanges hands, and they continue onward. After about a half an hour, so it's been an hour and a half at this point, they would start heading out of the marketplace down this way. And I would guess that your group would probably come to you around this point and let you know what they found out.
So we see Jorn.
Yeah, so you might see Yorn being kind of sneaky, like moving in a way where he's less likely to be seen. It looks like he's tailing some people who are now making their way out of the market down the street to the west.
Uh-huh.
So Clog sort of caught him out of the corner of his eye. He would sort of indicate to the others that, sort of like point over at him and with his arm and say, "There goes Jorn that way. I think we should follow."
I don't know. Let's go follow him.
So
He looks like he knows where he's going.
yes.
All right, so Yorn, your group kind of catches up with you as you follow these people, and they indeed enter the Darkwater Inn.
Ah, that's exactly the place where I was told we can find our guy at this hour of day.
I guess we'll go have a drink, eh?
Seems like your information
let's
was
go.
solid.
Yep.
All right, so you head...
Let's go just ask around. Let's not be shady and sneaky with let's go in and ask where Kyle is. Like he wants to know.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Who's Kyle?
Oh
Who's
no.
Kyle? I assume you meant
No,
Neil.
I mean
You meant Neil.
Neil, sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
Neil.
Yeah. All right, so you head into the Darkwater Inn. Standing behind the counter in the front room, there is a happy, kind of jovial-looking fellow. He looks up and says, "Welcome, friends. You're an odd lot. Sorry, that was rude of me. I assume you've come in with the caravan?"
We have. We're the contractors.
Ah, yes,
I say
I've
that
heard
with
of you.
panache.
Says you're the ones who helped get the supplies into town. Says my name is Neil.
Yes, we did.
Or sorry, my name is Julian. Julian Harwick, at your service, proprietor of the Darkwater Inn.
Nice to meet you, Julian.
Says, yeah.
We're actually looking for Kyle or Neil. Sorry.
Neil.
We'll- I don't know.
Rename him Kyle. He's Kyle now.
Yeah.
So his expression changes a bit as you mention Neil, and he says, yeah, I believe him and his people are currently in the tavern area.
What are the people who just walked in?
Yes.
Before us.
The individuals who came shortly before you, yes. I believe that they are all with the same group. And they should be at the tavern right now. And he kind of motions to a door in the back. He says,
I'm gonna
just down the hallway there.
I'm gonna usher to my party and tell him, do we really want to deal with people who, just steal money from merchants.
Well,
Is this your idea?
like I was against it. I think a couple of
me
users
too.
wanted to see both sides of the story.
I mean, Shock wanted to, like, he is technically a contractor, but yeah.
I think Shock
Sure.
and Kite were interested in
Yeah.
finding out more about these people.
We're here. We might as well. What is the harm of
Let's
it?
let's treat it
Alright.
as intelligence mission.
Yeah, we're
Let's
just
try to
gonna-
find as much as we can about the mission without accepting the contract.
And remember,
Alright.
Neo came looking for us and invited us. We are simply doing
Yeah.
as we said, which was follow up with him.
Sure.
Alright.
All right, so you're headed back into the back.
Back towards the door, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you head into the, well, not the back area, but down the hallway into the bar area. You'd see the Darkwater Inn as a much larger bar area. There are more people here. It looks like, I wouldn't say it's crowded, but there are a good amount of farmers and laborers eating lunch, just relaxing, having a afternoon beer. Off to the side, you would see your friend, the shirtless man, Neil, speaking with the individuals who you were tailing in the marketplace. He would notice you enter and kind of give you a smile and wave to you.
Bog would walk over and
Hey,
extend his hand.
Hello.
wave back.
Good to see you again, Neil.
So, that's the Contractors. I didn't think you were staying at this inn.
We are.
Well,
No,
realised we've
we
been here.
aren't. We just came back to talk to Neil here,
Oh?
who already
Kyle?
who already are.
We were trying to find
Me.
Kyle and we were told you were here.
Kyle.
With Neil.
Neil nods and says, well, here I am. What is it you want to talk about? And the people with him remain quiet. They just kind of observe you and sit there.
We wanted to follow up on what you asked us yesterday.
This morning.
You had
This
an
morning,
offer.
Yeah.
He says, yes,
Oh,
my
this morning, yes.
employer wanted to speak with you. Are you, did you want to go see her now?
Yeah, why
sure.
not? That's why we're here. We wanted to know what is it about.
Excellent. And he smiles and rubs his hands together. He looks at the individuals with him and says, we'll speak more later. And they just sort of nod and kind of get up and leave. And he says, well, follow me. I'll lead you to the person who wishes to speak to you. And he would kind of lead you out the back door of the bar, going down the West Street. And I assume you're all following.
Yep.
Hmm?
All right. So he leads you up a side street to a house, and he knocks on the door. A moment passes as the doorway, a slot opens up on the door, and two eyes look out. And Neil gives the eyes a big smile and says, I'm here with the Contractors to speak with Cithril. And the guy on the other side kind of nods. The slot closes, and the door opens into a entryway, which leads into a small house with a bunch of shady-looking individuals playing cards and hanging out. As the group walks in, they immediately all go silent and kind of look at you. You would note that several of them have loaded crossbows on their backs. There are loaded crossbows leaning against the walls. Does anyone have a passive perception of 15 or over?
No.
No.
Winded. Rest in
Seriously
peace.
got it. Yep.
Okay.
Mine is 14. I
Ah.
dropped.
All right. So yeah, you would see there are some loaded weapons here. There are cards on the table. There's a couple of whispers going back and forth as the shady individuals kind of eye the group walking through the parlor area. He would lead you to a back door and give a couple of hard knocks on it. And a female's voice says, "Who is it?" Neil says, "It's me. I brought the contractors." And she says, "Let them in." And he nods and opens the door. Inside, this is kind of a back room. There are several more cloaked figures back here speaking with a red-haired woman who, as you get closer, you would notice that she looks elven. She has features that would make you think she was a wood elf, but also, does anyone have nature? Okay, I'll take that as a
I
no.
do not.
So, yeah, she looks like she might be a wood elf of some kind. She has several blades at her side, as well as a crossbow on her back, and a row of daggers strapped kind of right underneath, like her chest area, like under her leather armor. She smiles at the group, and she says, "Welcome, contractors. I've heard good things. My name is Sithril." And she says, "I had a possible offer for your group. Are you currently looking for work?"
Well, Clog would extend his
Yes.
hand and say, "Hello, my name is Clog Stoven. I am from the surrounding areas. And it is nice to finally meet you."
He says, yes, I've actually heard of you. The bugbear. It's good to meet you as well. I was actually thinking of speaking to you before this, but I never had the chance. I didn't know you were with the contractors."
Because of some issues in our area, as you are aware, I sort of stumbled upon them over at Robert and Alice's farm as they were helping. And, well,
And
we
yes,
sort of have mutual interest, and so we are now together.
I see, and yes, I'm very aware of the issues that Chaur has been facing. It's part of the reason why I've summoned you all here, actually. Does your group have a leader?
Copper.
I don't think it does.
Well, in any case,
One of you guys got to speak up.
sorry, were you saying something, Copper?
No, I said that I don't believe we have an official leader.
Well, what was she gonna
1,
say?
2, 3. Not it.
Not it.
So she kind of thinks for a moment. She says, "Well, perhaps I should at least get your names. You, friend, you are, well, two of you, I believe, are Warforged, yes?" And she kind
Yeah.
of points to, or motions to you and Yorn.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
You talking to me?
Yes, the two of you, I assume, are. She says, I rarely see Warforged who live within the Empire. I think this is the first time I've seen two at once.
I know, right? Copper is such a nice specimen. I'm just gonna poke at Copper. I'm like, I've known this guy for a while. And like, he never stops to surprise me.
Well, what are
You
your...
could sometimes
Go
he
ahead.
he
You're
looks
too
so
kind.
human sometimes with his talking speech and everything. Say something, Copper. Say something.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Look at that. See?
So this one is Copper. She kind of looks at you.
Yes.
Well met, Copper.
I shake her hand.
She returns the handshake, giving you a polite smile. And she says, "Then you, my friend, what is your name?" As she looks at Yorn.
Oh, I'm Yon. While I talk to her and I shake her hand, I try to go to shake her hand. I wanna shake. You said she looks like a wood elf, yeah?
Yes.
I wanna. What is she wearing?
She's wearing much like she has on in the picture there. She has kind of a leather armor over her chest, a green cloak, and just normal cloth pants, it looks like.
Does the cloak or the pant look like it's missing a button by any chance? Like to
What is your perception?
13, I believe.
You can make an
My
active check
passive.
if you're looking.
Yeah, right. Perception.
You can't
Nope.
see anything that would suggest a button is missing, and this button doesn't look like the buttons on her cloak.
Alright. Alright, I just go to shake her hand, like,
Alright, so she shakes your hand, and she goes to shake Clog's hand. She says, "Of course, Clog I've heard of. And what about this quiet one?" And she looks over at Kit, who currently looks different.
Do I still look different? It's been a while.
Did you? I'll say if you wanted to, you could have reapplied the spell at the dark water end.
Yeah, it's mainly that I didn't want to be just seen asking about the things with what I currently look like. I don't mind like looking like myself but I didn't want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll leave that up to you then. Did you want to reapply the spell, or are you here normal?
No, I walked into a back room in the dark washer and came out looking normal again. But no, I'm Alistair Croft.
She says, "Well met. You look kind of familiar. Have we met before?"
My father has mentioned the Blooded Hand before. The Blood Hand. I think we may have done a few jobs. We used to run a courier service.
What's your father's name?
David Croft.
All right. Is that your real father's name?
That's my real father's name as they would know him.
Okay. She says, that name sounds so familiar. Well, it's not important. It's good to meet all of you. And if you have some time, I wanted to speak with you about a possible job offering that I'm looking to get filled.
I'm all ears.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, as you probably have noticed, Chaur has seen better days. This group of mercenary bandits has been sieging us. They have a much more organized group that is set up in a base several days from here. They are a group of mercenaries known as the Iron Tide. Perhaps you have heard of them?"
Would any of us have heard of him? Heard of them?
No.
So history, if you have it trained, might give you information here. Otherwise, you can make an untrained intelligence check if you have a martial background.
Oh, I do have history.
Doesn't seem
One
like
in a
anyone uses them.
million.
Oh,
All right.
It's the savior.
So, Clog, you actually at one point were approached by someone from the Iron Tide who was trying to recruit you. They are a group of mercenaries that come from the Desert Empire who you don't know too much about them, but they are mostly hobgoblins and orcs with a couple of other specialized races. Fairly powerful and fairly dangerous, but you don't know anything else besides that. Kite, you would know similar things. In addition, you would know that they're led by a very prolific warrior known as Orkard, who is said to be extremely skilled in combat, especially one-on-one combat. He's an older hobgoblin at this point who's been leading them for a while, and he is well known for being an honorable warrior as well as someone who takes good care of his soldiers.
So are we still with the
with the Blood Hand group.
With Cithril, yeah, you're
I was
standing
just
right
going
there.
to-
Yeah, okay, we're sitting right there. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
this
would
is just
I
things that
wouldn't.
you would know when she mentions the Iron
That's what I
Tide.
wanted to make sure. Okay, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep that
This-
for now.
That's
This
fine.
does
Yeah,
make it harder than just regular.
I would assume that you wouldn't just start talking about all this stuff in front of her.
Yeah, no, I honestly got distracted by a text message that came in, so I was briefly looked away, and then I'm coming back. Sorry.
No worries. So she would say the Iron Tide have been doing considerable damage to the area with the attacks, and we are looking to oust them, or at least punish them enough where they decide it's no longer worth it to stay here. They have agents who are sieging the town, but their main base is far from here. And I can help you find it with my people, as we have already scouted it out. But most likely, the main goal will be to hurt them, killing their people with hit and run tactics until they are damaged enough that they wish to flee the area. At which point, we will try to procure a certain item that they hold.
What would this item be?
Yeah.
She says, well, I don't know if I want to speak too much about it until I know that you're on board.
But Clark would look at the group and say, "That seems to be a fair initial request, so we can all get
What
to know
would
each other
be?
better."
Yeah, of course. What would be the pay?
She says, if you get me the item, I will pay the group 800 gold pieces, as well as let you join me for our expedition, which we will use the item to open an ancient vault.
This is interesting.
So at this point, Clark would say, "Oh, go ahead."
I'm just saying that I turn to the group and I say, I believe we have all the information. I think we can
Yes, there's an
take
ill
take take
minotaur.
take some time to think it over.
Yes,
She nods
and we have a
says,
funeral to attend to.
She says, of course, take as much time as you need and let me know what you decide. The Blood Hands can be valuable allies with contracts as well as future work. So, beyond the initial payment, working with us will gain you certain benefits, especially if you are traveling through the Empire. We can make the Contractors a well-known name throughout these lands. I just asked.
Understood.
Go ahead.
Lady Cithro, real quick. Of the, I mean, obviously this group is known as, far and wide from the Desert Empire as to how sort of strong they are. Do you have any sense of how many of them are in the area?
In the area around the town here?
Yeah, like how many of this group? I know some of them. I've heard stories. I was actually even recruited once to join them. Of course, I would never consider it. But how many of their rather well-known warriors? How many of them are there in the area?
Give me a persuasion check.
Sorry, I should have closed my character sheet.
You can double-click the sheet to minimize it if you don't.
Yeah,
want.
no, I did that before. My roll 20. I had to close my roll 20.
Yeah, I noticed it reset your token. So she would say, I think I would rather wait to know that I can count on you before giving you more information.
That is a fair response. Okay.
But once you agree to work with me, I'd be happy to provide intel on what we've learned of the Iron Tide's activities within the area.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, lady.
Well, think about it and get back to me soon. The sooner we get rid of this plight upon the town, the better it will be for everyone. She says, there are other parties that might be interested in procuring your loyalties. I would just be careful about trusting them.
What do you mean?
She says, how would she respond to this? She says, there are people who wish to procure the item that I spoke of, other than myself. I'll just say that certain of their recent activities have been suspect. But again, I don't want to say too much until I know I have your loyalty.
All right,
Thanks for warning.
understandable.
She kind of gives Shock a look, and he nods, and he says, "All right, contractors, we'll get you out of here, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Follow me."
Let's go.
All right, so the group exits the house, and you would see them close the door behind you. What do you want to do?
So Shock's works with her.
I think he meant Neil. That's what I think he meant.
Yeah,
It's-
because
Yeah.
you said Shock. I was like, I was confused.
Neil works with her. You don't
Okay.
you don't know if Shock does.
Because
No,
you
but you
just said
just said
Shock. I
that
was confused.
shocked us.
Told us to
Sorry,
leave.
Oh, I meant Neil
Yeah.
Oh, you meant Kyle.
Or maybe Kyle?
or Kyle. Yeah.
Where is he?
That's what I was.
Does he want us to find this item as well?
Kyle.
Yes.
What's
But
Kyle's
this
mean,
is,
Kyle
we
interest in
kind
all
of
this?
knew it.
Is Kyle
Kind of knew
the
it
villain?
already.
The main villain?
Kyle's he's the main villain of all this. So what do you all want to do once you leave?
What's the time?
Well, let's at least let's move a little bit away from there, so we're not overheard,
Yes, that's not. Yeah.
and discuss it.
All right, so it's probably about 2:00 in the afternoon now, as you start to walk away.
I think we must. I would suggest we go to the Blackwater estate and listen to their. Now at least we know the running price for this gig, 800 gold. So let's hear them out. But to be honest, I'm more leaning towards Blackwater Estate at this point, because those guys, they seem a little bit like racketeering and stuff, a bit shady.
Yeah. Before we go to Blackwater, though, there's somebody I'd like to go see at the market.
Sure,
To get maybe
it is
more
on the way.
info.
We can make a small detour to go to the market.
All right, so you head over to the marketplace. Who are you seeing?
Yeah.
He's seeing Doru.
Yeah.
All right, so you go over to the Northeast Herbalist stand, and Doru is there speaking with, looks like, hang on, let me see if I have a picture. It looks like another older fellow who is pretty well armored. He has better armor than anyone you've seen here, and he has a large glaive on his back. And for an old guy, he looks pretty buff. So as Doru is talking to the man, he sees you coming and waves and says, "Oh, hello again, Yorn. These are the
Hello.
ones I were telling you about, Grobe." And the old man who's with him sort of turns around. Hang on, give me a sec. And he says, "Yes, I was hoping I would get to speak to them at some point." He says, "My name is Captain Grobe. I am captain of the town guard here. And I had been meaning to speak with all of you to thank you for what you've done." He says,
Yeah.
the mayor had also been interested in talking to you at some point. So maybe if you have some time later, you can stop by the barracks and see to what she has in mind or what she wanted to talk to you about. But I'll let you go,
Sure,
Doru.
Master.
I'll let you get back to business. And he gives you all a polite salute and would walk away unless anyone is saying something.
No.
I
Wait,
mean, I don't
wait.
mind
Did we
going there
cash
after
in?
this.
Did we cash in those ears?
Oh,
Not
we
yet. I
didn't take
think
the
we've got to
ears.
go pick
We
up the
didn't.
money.
We
They've
didn't take the
noted
ears.
them. Yeah.
You want to try to
Yeah.
give him to Captain Grobe. Hey, we got ears. You're like, no,
Ears, take them, please.
take the ears. No, you would imagine he
Ears.
probably would want your hobgoblin ears.
Um,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't mind heading there after this.
Yeah.
Motioning to
Yeah.
Yorn heading inside.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
So Doru would look to Yorn and say, I'm guessing you are here for what we spoke about.
That and more, if possible, and in private.
Oh, well, he kind of looks around as he's standing at his stall, and he says, I don't know if there's a good private place to speak, but let me get you that recipe I promised. And he would bring out a scroll which has a bunch of... Now, he said he was going to get you, I think, a healing potion recipe, right?
He said, no, because I can already do healing.
Okay.
I can already build healing potions.
Did he mention what the recipe was, or did he just say he's going to get you
No.
one?
No, he didn't say what.
All right. So he brings out a piece of paper, and he says, this has a recipe for a potion that I have found could be useful for those in the line of work like yourself that is a bit dangerous. And he says, it's not easy to get the ingredients, but if you do, I think this will come in handy. And you see it is a recipe for a potion of necrotic resistance.
Ooh. Bog's not sure what necrotic means, but it sounds exotic.
Wow.
He says, as for speaking in private, I don't know if I can do that right now. I'm a bit busy with tending my stall. But if you wish to speak later, perhaps we could talk more after I finish work for the day.
Before, yeah. I mean, that's fine. Would you be able to come at the end later on?
Which inn are you staying at?
The maple one, maple wood.
Very well. I shall stop by and meet you within the bar area. Perhaps share a drink, and we can speak of whatever it is you like.
All right.
Oh, and these must be your friends. I don't believe we've met.
Oh yeah, you were interested in Warforged, right? Here, I have for you a real life-size Warforged.
Hello there. I
Even moves.
am Doru of, well, I guess you could say of the town of Chaur. Now, do any of you have history? I think some of
Yeah.
you do,
I
right?
I do.
There's something, you might know something about his amulet, or the pendant he's wearing. You do, actually. With a 17, you would know it marks him as a member of the Phoenix Guild. You don't know exactly which branch, but you believe it is a higher up position that he holds or may have held in the past.
Okay, understood. I think we actually already had this information. At least I think we already.
I
One of you
discovered it.
did. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, Jorn saw it, but you would now see it as well. Clog, you probably wouldn't.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he says, well, it's good to meet all of you. Thank you again for helping us get supplies into the town.
And I will come to him and I will just like come closer and say, before we leave, I see that you are a member of Phoenix Guild, right? and pointing at the
Oh,
amulet.
yes, I sometimes forget I'm wearing this. I suppose I still am, but it's been a while since I've had correspondence with the college. I've sort of come out here to retire. I mostly just pursue potion craft and herbalism in my years these days.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a noble thing to do. But I have one question. Do you by chance know what is the quickest way to get your spellcasting papers? Are you
Oh,
able to arrange this, or am I a little bit misunderstanding your position?
I actually can help with that. Uh, he says, "Are you a wizard?"
It is more like innate talent that's been granted to me by an unfortunate accident, but I can manifest some arcane powers, yes. And I'm not really comfortable with breaking the law, so I would really love to get my paperwork done.
A sorcerer, perhaps?
Yes, I think that's how you would call it.
I see. I can definitely help with this. I still have some of the paperwork that one might have to fill out. I can't guarantee a license, but I can send it to the right people, and they will send a reply back. Why
Be
don't you?
very appreciated.
All right. Well, how about this? I'm going to stop by the Maplewood later to see your friend.
Yeah,
I can stop by
sure.
my house before that and get some of the scrolls that I would need to show you and get you registered, and then I can send them for you as long as you're willing to pay some of the fees.
Wonderful. Thank you
Nods and
very
says,
much.
"All right. Well, then I will see you later at the Maplewood."
Cheers.
He would also go to shake Kite's hand, and he says, "I don't think we've met."
Hello, Kite Source.
Well met, friend. Are you as well a magic user?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Already,
interesting. Do you need help getting your papers?
no, I was, my father already, I've already got my license. I've already applied. My father helped me.
Excellent, then. And Clog, it is good to see you as well.
Nice to see you.
He says, "I haven't spoke with you for a while. How are those herb bushes you were growing in your backyard faring?"
They are faring magnificently. I have been so proud of how much I've learned over the past years with growing them and using them in many new and interesting ways. I feel like I'm on the cusp of something, but of course I always feel like I'm on the cusp of some breakthrough. Um, but that's why what's been happening around here has been most disturbing is that I can't focus on my work knowing that so much harm is happening to everyone around here.
Yes, it is definitely a trying time.
It is.
I'm glad that you have been able to weather it. I was worried that these bandits may have attacked you since you live outside the walls.
I think they know, you know, uh, my kind. Fortunately for me, they are not going to bother a bugbear of my size and nature. Not on purpose. When there are others about, that'd be much more of a, they'd be more interested in hiring me and getting my backing than they would be of attacking me.
I suppose that's true. Uh, did you decide to join them, or were they?
Oh, hell no, of course not. That's, me, it's not my, there are all kinds of people, all kinds of creatures. There are those that go against their normal sort of kind, and I am not of that way. I am not of their way.
Says, well, I'm glad to hear it. I was just a little bit worried that if you said no to them, that they may have tried to coerce or hurt you in some way. So it's good that that has not happened.
Well, they may still try, but rest assured that my answer will always be no.
He says, all right, well, I should probably let you all go, but it was good to meet everyone, and I'll see you tonight at the Maplewood.
See you there.
See you later.
Old
Right.
Blackwater Estate, right?
Farewell.
Barracks.
Barracks? What do we have in barracks?
The mayor wants to speak to us.
Ah, yeah, Blackwater Estate.
No, I think
Or you mean
Catherine's
the
back, so-
guard?
The guard.
Yeah.
Lord Galen Blackwater isn't the mayor.
Yeah,
He's just
sure,
a
sure,
rich
sure.
person who lives there.
Yeah. Let's go there. Let's go
Yeah.
talk to this one.
Oh, so you want to go speak to the mayor of the town?
Yes.
Yes,
All right. So
probably.
So the group changes course a bit, instead now heading back to the west to go to the barracks. And actually, I keep getting feedback. Did anyone else hear that, or am I going crazy?
I did. No, I heard
I
it too. I
don't.
heard it too.
All right.
A little bit of whistling, yes.
Maybe
I've heard that.
maybe someone's mic was on or something, but that's fine. Why don't we take a quick 5-minute break since we're a little bit past the halfway point for a stretch and maybe restroom, and we'll continue after that.
Okie dokie.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, excuse me. Did not sleep very well last night.
Are you normally a good sleeper?
Yeah, my pups were just waking me up a bunch.
How many pups? Real pups or kids' pups?
Dogs.
Yeah.
Wait, did you meet Mayor Asher already?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay. So
I did not. Wynn did not because he was out. I missed a session, but the rest of the group did.
Oh, okay. So were you just going to talk to her again?
Yes.
Oh, well, the guy told us to come over.
Who wants to see us?
Yeah. And we need
I
to
have a
cash in
feeling-
our ears.
Apologies. I'll be
Yes.
back in 2 minutes.
Sure.
That's fine.
And Sithel mentioned groups competing for it.
All right. So
I think she meant Blackwater State.
And maybe the what's it called Iron Tide. The Iron Tide.
yeah. All right. Well, you would go to the barracks. You would be let in because they already know who you are. The mayor is currently free, so she would welcome you. She says, "Greetings. It's good to see you again, contractors."
Pleasure is all ours.
She says, "So, to what do I owe this visit? Were you able to find out any more information?"
Yes, I'd like to get the map out and mark the two possible locations.
Alright.
And I'd also want to ask about how the boy is.
So you show her some of your thoughts about where their base might be. She says, "Oh, wow, this is yes, this could be very useful. Thank you. Are you just giving this freely, or?" She says,
Well, she gave the map in the first.
"Yeah, I
place.
guess she did give you the map, but she says, yes, I can look into this for sure. I'll have some of my." I'll see if I can hire some scouts to see about finding a base. Why don't you come back to me in 3 days, and I'll probably have some more information for you by then. I have to get this to my to some of my town scouts.
I'm sorry, like out of character. Didn't Captain Guard said something that she wanted to see us, or?
He
Yes.
did, yes.
Okay, but then I will also ask. Yeah, well, and like the guy we met at the marketplace said that you may have some question to us. And by the way, where do we deposit hobgoblin ears?
She says, "Guy at the marketplace. Did he give you a name?"
No, Old Man Halberd, very, very strong.
Ah, you must mean Captain Grobe.
Yes.
Yeah.
She laughs. She says, he'd be very unhappy if he knew that you referred to him as old man. And she kind of giggles. Well,
I hope you would leave out the rest of it.
of course, of course. So I think he didn't know I had met you already because I mentioned to him towards the beginning of when you first arrived that I was looking to meet up with the group who got the supplies in. I haven't spoken to him in the last day or so. He's been really busy, so he may have been giving you old information. My apologies.
Okay, but
But-
that's all right. Then, yeah.
She says, but as for the ears that you've acquired, you can speak to the the soldier at the front desk. He should be able to get you a reward for those. She says, I heard about what you did for those farmers, and I wanted to say that we very much appreciate your work. In fact, I wanted to give you a little bit of a thank you for that. And she would go into her desk and procure a pouch that has 5 gold pieces for each of you that she kind of hands out.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you.
And that would be
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
Minotaur as well, if you want to give it to his sheet.
Yeah, I'll give it.
And
I'll
she
do that.
says, yeah, and the ears you can, as I said, trade for at the front desk. And I actually, if this information pans out, I'd be happy to give you another reward. Just come back to me in 3 days.
Okay.
So yeah, if
Nice.
you just mark on your sheet that you have a 3-day project, at the end of it, if you come back here, you might get another reward.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there anything else that you found out?
I
how
believe
many?
So
not.
I think we're.
Sorry, what?
I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you
We're on it.
if you get any other pieces of information, I would be very grateful to hear of them.
Of course.
All right.
Clark winks at everybody. Let's get out of here.
Yes, I'll approach the guy at the front desk, the soldier who trades ears in.
That's a rough
And,
job. Just
and
The ear collector.
and I will ask. Sorry, and what is the conversion rate of ogre ears into hobgoblin ears?
Says what? There isn't a bounty for ogre ears.
Oh,
Damn it!
He says, "Is this? Are these ogres working with the bandits?
Yes,
How many do you have?
1 ear, 1 ogre.
I'll give you 2 gold for it."
Okay, good to know. Not worth killing. They are much more trouble than twice.
He says, "Oh yeah, it's
there's just less of them.
if you happen to have them, I'll give you something for them, but we're not specifically looking for them." All right. So did you have any
Yeah.
ears to trade in?
Yeah, we had I think like 5 hobgoblins and 1 ogre.
All right. So he would kind of take those and give you a pouch with 7 gold pieces.
Sure. Let's just put it into treasury.
All right. Who is the quartermaster?
I think the one who is. So I will do it instead of him.
Oh,
I think it was
okay. It's the Minotaur.
Fortful.
Orful.
Yeah, Forful. All right. So you can be a makeshift quartermaster. So let me see.
Thank you.
Let me make sure you have access to that.
think I
It
do.
should be under resources, party treasury.
Yeah. I already opened it. I have it.
Gotcha. Okay.
How convenient.
All right. So you headed to the Blackwater estate.
Yep. Let's do so.
Yeah.
All right. So you reach the Blackwater estate at around 3 p.m. Heading up there. The guards will. Or go ahead.
I'll
I was
just
just
wave
gonna
to the
say-
guards that they know us. Yeah. Sorry.
I just want to find another, like a side alley that I can cast Disguise Self in again before I head into the Blackwater estate.
Sure. So on the way there, you kind of go off to the side and use another disguise self to assume your previous form.
No, I'm gonna do a different one.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So-
going to give myself red hair and make myself shorter than usual.
All right. And come up with a new name.
Yes, and I'm going to let the party know that for the next hour, and whenever we talk to Galen Backwater, my name is. Stefan. Oh no, that was it. Kieran
Stefan?
Stone. Kieran Stone.
Kieran Stone. All right. So you enter the estate. Blackwater is happy to see you all again. or at least some of you. He says, "Ah, you're back, and you've brought the rest of your team."
Yes, we are ready to talk to the main guy.
He says, "Well, I am the main guy," and he smiles. At least in these
Ah, yeah.
parts. So let's get back to what we were speaking about. Have you decided to join me?
Um, we wanted to
Perhaps.
know about, once again, let's talk through what you offer. What is the pay? What are the other benefits? And a little bit more about the mission.
Certainly. Well, the pay is 1,000 gold pieces, which would be paid upon the retrieval of a certain item, as well as the dismissal of the hobgoblin forces from the area.
I'm doing full checkbox.
And in addition, as I said, I would give you food and lodging here, as well as access to some of my forces to help with the mission.
And what forces are those?
I have some mercenaries I've hired that could act as soldiers if you were looking to do some medium scale engagements with the Hobgoblin forces. There are quite a few at their main base, so I don't expect you'll want to fight them all at once, or else you will most likely be overrun. But with strategic engagements, you can whittle their forces down.
Do you have anyone who can help with stealth?
Yes.
Because we are, like, some of us are not really good at that.
Unfortunately, I just have my scouts, though they are more versed for information gathering than for doing sneak attacks or, any type of stealth warfare.
I was more thinking about someone who can help us with a spell or something like that to make our whole party more stealthy if we go somewhere.
He says, he kind of laughs a little. He says, "No, I don't actually have many in the way of magic users. I do have Father Gregory, but his skills are less in stealth and more in fortifying troops as well as mercenaries.
Understood.
And he is not doing field work right now. I have him working on other things. The resources I could offer for this mission would more be for lower skilled infantry soldiers to engage in possibly combat with other infantry."
Let me ask you this, Clog. How many hobgoblins, you say forces, would you say there are?
He says,
What have your scouts told you so far?
"Well, I do have information on the base and the enemy's numbers, but again, I kind of need some assurance that you'll be working with me before I give you too much of that."
So you want us to say yes before we know the size of the force we would be dealing with?
He says, "Well, I want you to give me assurances that if you are going to be working on this contract, it will be with me and not with anyone else."
But that has nothing to do with how many there are.
Give me a
I think
persuasion
what
check.
you
Because, like, no matter how many there are, and whoever told us that, it would still be the persuasion. It's not my strong suit here by far.
He says, "I'll tell you that they have a significant force, and it's not one you can fight head to head. It's
Understood.
one that will require probably several days, if not maybe a week or two of engagements to weaken. So it is a formidable force."
So, Copper, although we may not be able to pass amongst our enemy without any trace, we might be able to find other ways to cover up our deficiencies.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. We can use like the kite that I have studied some tribes far away, and there is, so to say, a tactics of kiting animals. Maybe we can use the same in this situation.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea.
He says most likely they will have their forces in different areas scattered about, so you'll want to hit their forces, then move on before they can bring in reinforcements, or at least make sure they don't have ways of raising alarms. That will be part of the strategy. He says, I'm no expert in warfare, but that's at least what my people tell me if we were to engage them.
Understood. Well, gentlemen, should we go and talk?
Let's step away, or let's step outside and just make a final decision.
Are you okay with that, sir, if we step outside for a few moments and
he says, of
discuss
course.
amongst ourselves?
I don't... you've made no commitment to me yet, although... have you had other offers? He says curiously. Has someone been in contact with you?
Yes, they have. I'm not gonna lie, they have.
May I ask
and we
who?
are... What was her name? Caitlin or someone? I don't know.
Caitlin.
I don't recall.
Cithril?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cithril.
Well,
It'd be her.
He nods and he says, expected. And I assume you told her that you were still deciding.
Of course. But we are here, right?
Indeed you are. Well, of course, take the time you need to make your decision. I will say that Cithril is part of a dangerous thief organization, and I would think twice before trusting her.
Well, what if she offered us a lot more money than you were offering?
How much did she offer you?
1,000.
He says, that's exactly what I offered you.
I thought you offered 800.
No, she offered 800.
No, and then he says that like, no, that's so much as you. Oh, no.
Sorry. No, that was, I meant to say 2,000.
Give me a deception check.
Damn, I wrote down things in my notes wrong.
Yeah, you mixed them up.
Totally did.
The wrong fingers.
He kind of arches an eyebrow at you and says, I don't think she actually offered you that much.
You've done as good deception in game as in real life.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was so perfect. This is like, this is definitely not win.
2,000.
Clog is not nearly as smart as my prior character and does not pull off such a deception, but in fact spills the beans about the other offer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he would say, I don't believe she actually offered you that much. My offer stands at 1,000. I think that is more than generous.
Let's step out and talk, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so the group steps away, going back outside the estate. It's probably getting close to 3:30 at this point. What do you say when you get outside?
Well, I would say let's give each of us a chance to speak without being interrupted, and just what do you think? Like Clog, what is your opinion?
My opinion is that we help them here. I do not trust Cithril and Bloodhounds. Was it the Blood Gang? The Bloods?
Bloodhand.
Bloodhand.
What about you, Kite?
I have worked with both of these families or groups in the past, which should tell you they are both as untrustworthy and the word violent, or just not violent.
Dangerous?
Yes, dangerous as each other. Don't be fooled. The Bloodhound present themselves as a thief gang. However, the Blackwater have probably stolen more money than them all combined.
What do you know about Blackwater?
Just where we grew up, we offered a delivery service, and they would always send odd packages, and it was with just the weirdest instructions.
So they were smugglers.
I don't know. We offered a courier service, and they made weird requests of us, and which means that it can't have been completely good. And it makes me uncomfortable to be in that house, to be honest. So,
did they ever steal from you? Did they ever steal from your family that you know of? Did they ever commit any known crimes?
I could prove, which was the biggest problem.
Okay.
And then that they wanted to be able.
What about my favorite human, Yorn?
I mean, I'm not teaming up with people who racket, innocent market. So yeah, if we're gonna pick one of the two, definitely Blackwater. I mean, at least Blackwater, we don't know that they're racketing people yet. So,
I think myself, I'm absolutely leaning towards Blackwater, because as bad as they both may be, the kind of bad that I see in Bloodhand is obvious and is in open, and I have no doubts about, because they did look like they're racketeering, and but like a shady business that Blackwater may do. I'm still leaning towards Blackwater. I think we're more or less in agreement in this one. Shall we go back?
Unfortunately, Forful isn't here.
yeah.
He
says in Blackwater. I'm controlling him right now. He has Blackwater and
Blackwater. All right, sure. All right. So you head back in and tell him that you want to work with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do accept.
He smiles and kind of rubs his hands together and says, "Excellent. You will not be sorry for this decision. So, what questions do you have?" And actually, I don't think he's gonna. Maybe he'll have you. Sure, he'll bring out a contract and just say, "This basically just says you will be working with me," and gives the details of getting the item, which is a magical dagger, back from the Iron Tide, at which point you will be paid the money that I promised.
Interesting how your culture values a verbal agreement. Very interesting, and I start writing it down.
Alright, so you sign the contract, all of you?
Yes, of course.
And yeah, if you read it, it just basically says, like, you'll be working with him, and yeah, you're gonna be using your talents to aid him and not use them to join with another side. So you all sign it, and he says, "Now, what questions do you have about this? Now that I can answer more
so
freely."
let's go to the questions that you were hesitant to answer. First of all, like exact number of troops and locations. Secondly, a little bit more about the artifact.
Of course. So.
And one last thing. I think it would be smart and wise from our side. We need some kind of guarantee that you would help us in case the other faction is holding a grudge that we have taken your contract and not theirs.
He says, "Well, one thing I will mention, the other faction, as you put it, I'm sure you know, are a group of shady individuals known as the Blood Hand. I don't see why they would attack you or cause trouble for you because you've joined me. You owe them no allegiance, but you will have as much help as I can offer if they try to move against you. as you are now contractors in my service.
Yes.
He says, I offer that to any who work with me. Though, as I said, I don't see that as being a problem. And as for your other question, so the Iron Tide, as they call themselves, have a fairly robust force. There are, from what my scouts say, somewhere between 200 and 300 of them in a base that's about 3 days' journey from here. They are led by a warlord named Orkard, who has taken it upon himself to extract quite a bit of destruction upon Chaur and the surrounding farmlands. And currently, as I said, he's holding his forces about 3 days from here, and they are working on a massive digging project in a old dwarven ruin that used to exist underground.
What about the dagger?
He says the dagger is an artifact of some power, a magical weapon that grants a bonus to any using it to make their combat much more effective.
Is it the only thing it does? Or are you not telling us something?
Give me a persuasion check. He says the dagger has a couple of powers, but I don't think any of those are relevant to getting it back for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think then we will.
Yeah. I would ask if there are any other artifacts or things of wonder or that might be in their possession.
He looks at you a little curiously. They could have other spoils they've dug up from those ruins. I don't know for sure what they've found. Why do you ask?
You know what they're searching for? Oh.
Why do I just sweeten the pot, so to speak, to make things more interesting for us, so to speak?
Well, the ruins under the area are probably, at least to some extent, filled with old magics. You're more than welcome to keep any of those that you find. I just need the dagger.
That's what I wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't want there to be a misunderstanding with that.
Give me a deception check.
I'm not trying to deceive him.
Well, he feels like you know something that you're not letting on. Alright. He just nods and says, anything that you find there is a fair game for you to keep.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you know what they're digging for?
I have my suspicions. He says, but none of this is important to the contract.
Good, okay.
We will figure it out, most likely, when we engage them.
He says,
well, you might as well tell us.
Give me a persuasion check. He considers you and he says, I don't know exactly what they're digging for, but I have my theories that they are looking for old magical items of power from the last cycle. A massive dwarven empire used to cover these lands, and the area they're in is one where several important sites were located, sites that contained powerful artifacts.
Interesting. Well, I think right now, in order to proceed, we would need some kind of a map of the location where we are heading.
Map.
And yes, and maybe some supplies for us to, because I don't think we're gonna move today, but I think first thing in the morning. So supplies and the map.
Yes, so I was planning for you to leave tomorrow morning. I have a scout who knows the way. I will send him with you, along with 50 troops. That I'm not going to have you bring into the ruins with you, but I'll have them nearby, within at least maybe 5 or 10 miles, in case you need to fall back and get some backup for maybe some kind of assault that you need to do. And I'll keep them on reserve there, hopefully hidden from the watchful eyes of the hobgoblins. He says,
Yep.
Is there anything else you require?
The mission is clear to me.
A lantern,
Yeah, I'm fine.
remembering the
Yeah.
dark nights.
Yeah, by the way, I think many of us would need a lantern. That would be the very nice thing to do. I have mine. But,
Give me a persuasion check.
who?
Just any of you who've been talking. So I guess
Okay,
probably
I will.
Copper and Kit. So he says, all right, I suppose I can give you a bit of a fund to buy supplies. I will give you 20 gold pieces towards your lanterns and food and whatever else you need, but I assume you're going to be putting some of your own money into your supplies for this mission.
Yes.
Fair. That's fair.
As
Sure.
I've by the way I'll put in.
Alright, he nods. Do any of you have history?
I
Yes.
Several of
Uh,
us do.
do any of the people with history have a perception of 13 or over?
I do.
Alright, so with the 13, you would notice he is wearing a ring. What languages do you speak?
But yeah, common, Modron, Draconic. That's it.
So you would notice he's wearing a ring that looks like it has dwarven origins from the 12th cycle, so at least 1,000 years old. That it's just an interesting piece to you because it sticks out from the rest of his attire. And every now and then you would notice him kind of almost like subconsciously touching the ring and maybe spinning it a little on his finger. Or turning, not
Well,
spinning.
can't really say much about it at the moment. Like, do I reckon? You said all I know is that it's Dwarven, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you recognize. You don't know what it says because there are dwarven symbols that you can't read, but you recognize the etching style and the jewelry craft style to be 12th cycle dwarven, so very old.
Um, isn't Copper a jeweler, proficient in jewelry?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm not gonna
Copper
say anything
did
about
not
it.
Notice it,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about it. I can't do anything. I'm not gonna be, yo, what's your ring?
Nice ring.
Yo, Copper.
Yeah. But anyway, you just noticed that as you're talking to him. So he would give you the pouch with 20 gold pieces and say, you should probably go to the market now before it closes. And once you do that, I will show you to your quarters for the evening. So
Yeah, I guess. Well, I myself, I don't really have anything much to do, so I will take a look, maybe replenish some very basic supplies, and I would be ready to move in the morning.
all right, so you could buy things at book price.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
I will add basically. Okay, we have 20 gold. Like everything that is left over, I will add back to the party treasure.
Yep.
But
Right.
I guess we have 20 gold more or less to spend,
Yes.
or more if you want to spend your money.
How much do we have?
How
Well,
much are
he gave
lanterns?
he gave the group 20. If you want, you could just split it up 5 each, or you can do it however you want.
I would say that at least I think we all need to have a lantern. So I will
It's 5.
I will buy.
Isn't it a 5 gold for a
4.
lantern?
Um,
Yeah.
It is, I think, 2. No.
Is it
if-
2? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's 2.
Let me see.
No, it's 5. It's 5. A lantern, a hooded lantern.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, 5.
And then you
but
do need
then-
oil for it
The
to
gold oil,
function.
yeah.
Yes, but oil is
It's
pretty
1
cheap.
silver.
Yes,
It's 1
oil's
silver
very
per
cheap.
flask.
Yes. Then I guess I will just spend 20 gold on 4 lanterns for everyone because I have one. I have myself.
Yeah.
We
I
just
do not need a
to-
lantern.
You
You can
may
see in the
want
dark.
to have it anyway because it may help someone else.
Oh,
Can you
if
see
you want
the-
me to carry for others, of course.
No,
I
it's just
actually
you
can
just
carry
attach it
quite
to
a
your
bit.
belt.
Yeah, no, I can bring it.
It
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
you no, even in a fight, having a light source would be easier for someone who cannot see in the dark, like to see where you are, maybe to help you out somehow, or to attack someone who is next to you. I think having a good light source is always preferable.
Yes, thinking how we've only fought things in the dark so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thinking how big of a problem the darkness was in our last fight, I think if every one of us had something with almost 60 feet radius, because lantern is a very good light source.
Okay.
So let's just give a lantern to everyone.
I'm fine with that. I'll carry a lantern.
And then it's one silver per oil.
Per
And
6
each
hours.
lasts 6 hours.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, buy whatever you want.
How much oil are we buying, or how much oil should I?
I think each needs to. I usually carry 5, 6 flasks of oil, and it's enough for an adventure.
So
One
how much
silver
would that
each,
be?
6 silver, if you buy 6 portions of oil.
Okay. What's the conversion rate between gold and silver again? Is it 10?
It's 10, yeah.
1 to 10.
10.
10 silver and a gold.
15 gold, and then 4 silver left over. Perfect.
To be fair, tomorrow I could just fill my alchemy jug with oil.
But it's 1 silver. Don't waste it. Give something useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus you can't just pour oil into your lantern. It has to be in a glass flask.
Flask of yeah. True.
I mean, I guess you could try to fill up
I got
empty
mild.
flasks, but that would be kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Okay, I have those now.
So you do some shopping at the marketplace. Do you want to just pass the rest of the day while you hang out at your new Blackwater estate quarters?
We still have a guy
Yes.
visiting in the evening.
And then we've
Yeah,
got to go
I'm
to the
going at the.
funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also kind of want to keep staying at the Maplewood Inn.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're gonna just tell him you're gonna stay at the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I can
fine
say
with
I'm
that.
staying.
He says you can use whatever quarters you want. Just come back tomorrow morning to meet my scout and leave from there.
All
Sure.
right.
All right, so yeah, what does the group want to do?
I would say, can we skip to the moment when this alchemist guy comes?
Yeah, you can
we
pass
did.
some time if no one wants to do
Yeah.
anything.
The only thing I was going to inquire is, right now I'm wearing this heavy chainmail. If we think that we are going to need to move about as quietly as possible, I might want to see if I could at least exchange this chainmail for some strong studded leather to help us, at least help me move about.
I really maybe it's up to you, but I really think that stealth is not gonna be a solution from us regardless. Because
Okay.
I myself am not stealthy at all, and I don't see how this becomes a stealth mission.
Okay, if we don't think that because yes, if we don't think it will be a
an extra
stealthy kind of mission, or that we all need to do it, then I think I'd rather stick with my sort of
Shock
Yeah,
says,
same.
chainmail here.
well, Shock says if you can carry studded leather, you could always bring it with you, and then if you feel like you need to change into it, you can.
Good idea, by the way.
Or leather
That is a very good idea. I could definitely do that.
I mean, Shock always has a great idea and always pops out of, the blue.
Hey,
the problem with
you're
that
at
would
the
just simply be
Maplewood
the
Inn
cost.
again, so I assume he would be there with you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How much is studded leather?
By the way, is
go.
Shock coming with us? I'm gonna ask Shock if he wants to come with us, or did he found another job?
He says, "No, there's no jobs in this town right now. Everyone's poor and starving. I would be happy to come. I owe those hobgoblins some payback for what they did to Mel. So
How is she?
she's actually mostly recovered, though I would appreciate it if you did not mention this journey to her. I do not want her putting herself in danger. I'm just going to tell her that I'm heading out to scout around the area, but I haven't told her where we're going."
Interesting. Deceiving your partner to protect her feelings. Very interesting. And I write it down.
He says, I don't feel great about it. You don't have to rub it in.
No, I'm just observing. I'm not judging. Don't worry.
He says, she is a talented healer, but I would rather she stay here and help the people of Chaur where it's safe.
I understand.
He says, "I thank you for honoring this wish of mine." So yes, but as for your first question, I would be happy to come with you and help. It sounds like did you tell him about Blackwater's troops? That he's sending you with.
Yeah, we're sending.
Yeah, probably.
We got 50 dudes.
He says, you'll probably need someone to lead a bunch of newbie soldiers, because I'm assuming Blackwater isn't sending his best. So I would be happy to help with the maintenance of the small force and possibly leading them into engagements. I do have some military experience.
Oh, Stogden, you mentioned that he would not be bringing his best. Do you know the names of his best? Do you think it would be worthwhile for us to request some individuals in particular?
He shrugs. He says, I just assumed he'd be keeping his best to guard his assets.
But we could always say that this is such an important mission that maybe we need more firepower from him.
He shrugs. He says, you can certainly ask him. I mean, I don't know for sure. I just assumed as a noble, he'd probably be keeping his better mercenaries behind to watch his keep in case the hobgoblins attack the town. But, yeah, I have no knowledge of who his best people are or how he spends his resources.
Yeah, out of character, I guess he was trying to say, well, if he knows any names in particular, like, big hitters, whether we should be asking for those in particular. But if he doesn't know any names, then that's fine.
He says, well, I heard that he'd been hiring mercenaries. I know the priests were talking about some hotshot cleric, Father Duval or something. But I don't know too many of his mercenaries on a first name basis. I'd assume he has some people here of fairly high skill, but I just know I only know what I've heard, and I haven't heard much.
We could probably ask him in the morning before we leave.
Yeah, but I'll get my things together, and I would be happy to join you. Again, just don't mention it to Mel.
Yep, will do. Oh, well, won't do.
He nods. Says, yes, indeed. All right, so anyone else doing anything for the rest of the day, or am I speeding time ahead?
Dory needs to come and speak to Bjorn, and then we have a funeral to attend to, and then go to bed.
Yeah, so that's what I meant, speed time ahead till Doru gets here.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So you all are kind of hanging out at the tavern. Time is passing around, I'll say, 7 o'clock in the evening. Doru would show up at the tavern with his traveling cloak on and his hood up. He comes and sits at the table and orders an ale as he speaks to you. He would have some paperwork here for copper that he passes to you. He says, I would need you to fill this out, and I would need 5 gold pieces from you to handle transport and filing costs of your request. The thing I will say is that this does not guarantee you the papers. It only puts the request in, at which point it will be reviewed, and most likely they will send you your paperwork. The only thing is if something comes up about your past, they might try to get in touch with you before that.
Can I get some kind of like a temporary document that I have filed my request, so that if I'm caught before I get the reply or the papers, at least they know that I have done my part of applying?
He says, I can write you a letter that you've seen the paperwork and sent it in.
Yes.
Although, if
Yes.
I'm honest with you, he says the red or the crimson dagger don't usually have agents up here. It's extremely unlikely you'd be arrested unless you did something very invasive.
I still don't see why not take an extra precaution. So I would have that letter, please.
He nods and says, I can write you a letter then. If you are approached by a Crimson Blade member, I don't know if they will necessarily honor what I've said, but it couldn't hurt, I guess. So he would write that up for you and give you a bunch of paperwork to fill out. And I assume you give him 5 gold pieces.
Yeah, I already signed. I already removed it from my.
And what was the other thing you all asked him for?
You all wanted to speak to him privately for something.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So
Well, the team can join. It's just I don't want to do it in the market.
Sure. So, yeah, he would ask, what did you wish to speak with me about, Yorn?
Do you know anything about some dagger that the hobgoblins would be digging for? I'm just gonna go straight in. Ask him if you know anything about the reason where we're going to help.
The hobgoblins are digging for a dagger.
Oh. Did I misunderstand? Is that not what we're going to do?
Well, he doesn't know that.
No,
No.
I don't.
No.
No, I don't think they are digging for a dagger, Jorn.
I think they just have a dagger and they're digging for something else.
Have it and they're digging for something else.
Do you know what they're digging for? Are you familiar with the dwarven ruins?
He says, wait, when you say the hobgoblins are digging, so wait, are these bandits not just here to steal from the city and cause chaos? Did you figure out something about their motives?
Yeah, we think that's just a smoke screen. Yeah. So they can excavate something.
He looks like he's in thought. That's curious. All right. Well, may I ask who you heard this from?
Well, we have 2 different sources.
Yes.
Like we've heard something about a vault and something about a dagger.
A vault.
Do you know anything about
a dagger and a vault? Curious. So, I mean, there are many different magical daggers that could be extremely valuable. I don't know anything off the top of my head about a dagger in a vault. Do you have more information?
We believe it's being conducted in a dwarven ruin up north from the last cycle, so it's quite old.
He says, "Well, these lands were covered by dwarven. These lands are covered in dwarven ruins from the empires that existed within the 12th cycle. But there are many different places to the north that you could be talking about. I'd probably need more information. But again, who has told you this? I'm not sure if this information would be credible, even."
Well, we're soon going to find out. We're off in the morning to check it out, as it were.
I would rather not speak about it. We are kind of bound by.
We signed a
like
contract.
like non-NDA.
Contract
Standard
says
NDA, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. So he seems a little concerned, but he says, all right, well.
The map, right?
Sorry, what?
Was I given a map from Galen?
No, he said he'd have his scout show you where it is.
Okay.
So he didn't actually give you a map, but Doru nods and says, I just hope your source is trustworthy, but I understand. I would be happy to try to give you more information. I am a bit of a historian and a studier of ancient artifacts, so if you find out more about this dagger or the ruins that these hobgoblins are in, you should let me know. I can probably help you. He says, have you told the mayor that you know of the main base of the hobgoblins? This could be extremely valuable information to the government.
I gave them our best idea, but we've only just found it out earlier this day.
He says, I'm curious who would have this information in the first place and not tell her. This could be of great use to the town. I just hope you can all make good use of it, and that it is not some trap.
Me too.
We all do.
We all do. That's right.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to him about?
I'm good.
All right. So maybe you.
Actually, I do have something else, actually.
Okay.
Now that I think about it. Before we got ambushed, when we were with the caravan, I found this, and I'm gonna show him the draw. Button or whatever it was. Yeah.
Didn't you
Do you
show
know of
it
any?
to him already, or did you show it to someone else?
No, I showed it to the mayor.
I know you showed it to the mayor. I thought you showed it to someone else before her.
No, not to him.
Right.
No.
So he takes a look at the button. This is an interesting specimen. Where did you say you found this?
Was it by the bridge? I think by the bridge.
It was under the bridge before we got ambushed on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
He says the markings look as something that may have been crafted within the deep, which is a system of tunnels that is far beneath the surface. It might be drow, actually.
It is.
What are the chances of drow being connected to a dwarven ruin?
Well, we don't know.
Well, the drow are the dark elves, as they're sometimes called as well, are all over within the deeper parts of the world. Generally, they are generally a danger, as many of their society, or many of the main societies of the drow are kind of evil matriarchal societies that serve a spider goddess, which is one that is quite dangerous. But I mean, it's hard to say just from seeing this button. I'm surprised you found this. I assume you found this on the surface, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I'm worried about it, because that might mean they're near some.
Yeah.
He says,
well, that's what they've been digging up.
For some reason nearby.
He says, "Well, I'm not familiar with the Drow family structures and hierarchies, but some of these symbols on here might suggest this is a family crest of some kind. But I don't know what the crest is or what it would signify. You might have to bring it to a different historian. My apologies."
No worries. You've done a lot already.
Well, this has been interesting talking to your group. Before you all got here, I spent most of my time just making potions and selling rare herbs to the villagers for balms and such. But since you all have been here, I've had to bring up quite a bit of my old information stores that I haven't used in a while. So it's been fun.
It has.
Nice knowing you.
Yes.
That sounds very ominous. I'll see you again soon.
All right, so I'll say some more time passes as you
We get shit faced with
speak with
Doro.
him. He's not drinking too much. If you want to drink a bunch, that's fine. But he's just kind of having his one ale and talking to you all a bit.
Don't want to get drunk before the funeral. You get drunk after.
Yeah. So you would go to Wynn's funeral after. Do you want to role play that or just pass through it?
Anyone got any deep words to say
I
for
don't know
Wynn's
if
death?
any of you knew much about Wynn, so
No.
you only met him recently.
Look, do you want to say something about Wynn?
I mean, I could say that you maybe say a few things, but I just didn't know if you wanted to RP it or just pass.
Nah, I'm fine. Like, no offense, Wynn, but
you hadn't spent much time with Wynn, so you yeah. All right, so yeah, you go to his funeral, you say a few words, and he is laid to rest. And other than that, not too much happens in the evening. So time passes. It is the 91st of summer, and actually, before you leave in the morning, I will say you hit a milestone and level up as you finish your time in the town, and your experiences benefit you. So I'll give you some time to do that.
All right.
And then you would make your way to the Blackwater Estate to meet the scout. But like I said, I'll give you some time to level up. I imagine it won't be too much. You will be hitting level 3, so you get to choose your subclass stuff. For some of you, anyway, who aren't multi-class weirdos.
I'm subclassing this level. To be fair, like I don't think you can subclass Artificer much. I mean,
well, there's the I mean, you could go the cannon. You can go the steel defender. I mean, you went alchemist, I think, right?
I'm saying, sorry, multi-class. Yeah,
oh,
no, I'm gonna
multi-class.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, I guess you can. I don't know very many good multi-class artificer builds.
I can't find the level up thing. I used to do it. Where is it?
It's under the sheet, but actually, before you do that, let me make sure I'm sharing my books with this game, because unfortunately, Roll20 makes you juggle your sharing of your compendium. You can only do 5 games at a time. Let's see, compendium.
What's the newest one? TCA or Eberron? Which one's the newer artillerist?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. If it's a newer book, I might not own it yet.
I don't think it's new.
But yeah, the compendium should be shared. So if you level up your character mancer, should give you options to all the stuff I have.
Because it gives me Tasha's and a Baron for some reason when I pick a Artificer. There's 2 different subclasses. 2 different books. I don't really know the difference.
What are you trying to choose? Oh, for alchemist?
For the subclass. Artillerist. I mean, alchemist as well, but yes.
So I think if you use I mean, the artillerist, I think, appears first in Tasha's, so I would imagine you'd use that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would give you two choices.
Back.
Yeah,
What are
there's
your
no
two choices?
difference. Eberron and Tasha's.
Yeah, so the level up button is on your sheet under the cog tab. Is like level up with Charactermancer if you're using Roll20.
Oh, we're leveling up?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just leveled up now.
Awesome. So I had to, my dog was giving me a hard time. I had to like go and let him outside.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be rolling, it would be average HP.
Oh, it's average? Okay.
Yeah.
I think even if you do average, it's still posted.
There you
I
go.
guess it would be the same. But yeah, average HP for level up. And yes, you are leveling up before we head out onto the main quest.
Excellent.
So go ahead and level up if you have not yet.
Doing so now.
I can learn one new spell. No. Cannot learn any spell.
Oh. Dang it. So you don't do the Echo Knight.
No, Echo Knight is Wildemont, and I don't think it's well balanced for multi-classing. I think if you just go Echo Knight, I'm not as big of I don't have as much of an issue, but I've seen multi-classes into Echo Knight that are ridiculous. Like I don't think Mercer balanced that well at all.
Mercer doesn't balance things very well at all.
No, he doesn't.
No. All right, so I was going to go just Echo Knight, but I will figure something else.
If you agree to just go Echo Knight, then I will be okay with that. As long as
I promise you I'll just go. No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if you do, I'll just say no. So
yeah, there you go. DM's God, right?
Yeah, so if you're just going Echo Knight, that's fine. But like some of these freaking Echo Knight, like Barbarian or Echo Knight, some of the others, just like ridiculous. Yeah, so that's fine. If you just want to go Echo Knight, I'll go with that. I still think Echo Knight is a little bit like it rides the line with some of the other classes where it's a little bit powerful for the for the fighter options. It's like I can gain some of the fighter options were like I get crit on a 19 or 20. It's like or I can gain an echo that lets me like teleport and do all this like ridiculous stuff. It's like, huh? That doesn't seem balanced. But
that's why I leave it up to you.
But yeah, if it's just Echo Knight, then it's fine.
Yeah, because one of us was an Echo Knight in the last game, wasn't it?
Yes, and
was it
actually,
that's why.
I think I did ask him not to use Wildemont, but he did anyway. I don't know if he understood that, and I just kind of rolled with it. But yeah, I don't really want to have multi-class Echo Knights.
I guarantee you I will not. Actually, you know what? Then I'll choose something else.
Battlemaster is the best.
Battlemaster is really good. Battlemaster, I think, is my favorite because it's not overpowered, but it gives you a lot of variety, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. You're just cool, dude.
Yeah.
What about the Rune Knight? I've never done the Rune Knight before.
Rune Knight.
That's quite cool.
Rune Knight's pretty good too. It's interesting.
It's the one who can enlarge himself.
Yes, I like the fighter classes that give you resources to work with to do interesting things. And Echo Knight, like I said, if it's just Echo Knight, it isn't terrible. It's just not balanced when you multi-class, which is kind of Mercer's fault for not taking that into consideration.
Yeah. All right. So if I do Echo, I can't choose it as a drop down from the martial archetype.
Oh, did I turn off Wildemont? I might have turned off Wildemont. Let me take a look.
So I'll just cancel out.
Well, I can turn it back on.
Yeah, no, I'll just cancel where I am right now and redo it.
All right.
Once you have it up.
So, let's see. Compendium. Wildemont.
By the way, I need a Any day
Mr. Bugbear
token
doesn't have
for
it.
my cannon.
Sorry, what?
I need that token for my cannon. My
Yeah,
turrets.
that's fine. What's the book called? Explorer's Guide to
Explorer's
Wildemont?
Guide to Wildemont.
Oh, do I not own it? Maybe I don't own it.
Um,
So you might have to manually enter the info because I don't think I own it.
How much is it?
shouldn't be too long.
Or I guess, yeah, you could purchase it and that would put it in your compendium, so then you'd see it. But yeah, I think that's I own it as part of the Roll20, or not Roll20, D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
My friend,
That's what I have too.
Yeah, so I have it in there, but I don't have it in Roll20.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, you would either have to buy it or probably copy paste from Beyond or from D&D Beyond.
All right.
So it might be a little bit more work, but if you want to put in a little bit more work, you can get it.
I'm not going to be able to do that right now, so I'm just going to choose Rune Knight.
Okay.
See what kind of fun I can have with that one.
And it's fun. You get to like hold people in place. Get to become big.
Oh yeah, Rune Knight is a lot of fun. It's definitely interesting one. Rune Knight and the other one, the one with the dice.
Battlemaster.
Battlemaster's
the
Battlemaster,
yeah.
Yeah, Battlemaster. Those are both fun.
And
there's the boring ones like the Champion, who I think just has crit.
Yeah, and Samurai that has attack.
I like Banneret.
1,000 times a turn.
It's really fun though.
Which one?
Banneret.
I don't know if I've tried or seen that one.
It's basically about like you're helping others as well.
Interesting.
When you wind up, when you do second win, you also help others and shit. You also second win others or something, if I remember correctly.
All right, well that's interesting. No, I don't think I've seen anyone play that yet.
I
don't see a lot of fighters.
Magical Hats.
Yeah, I usually play caster, so that's why.
Oh yeah, Kite. Yeah, Mirror Image is a really good one.
Magical Hats. Ooh.
Is everyone leveled up?
Yes.
Almost. I have to pick certain runes, and I'm not sure which runes.
One thing I actually wanted to ask from our last game, because after the game I realized that probably we've done it wrong. Because as you remember, when we were fighting those hobgoblins, I cast light on a pebble or whatever, and I threw it just to eliminate.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should have worked, because casting is an action, throwing is an action. So
yeah, like you could cast and drop, but yeah, casting and throwing would probably be 2 actions.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't want this to be a precedent. So I won't be doing this anymore.
That's fine.
Okay.
So let me mark that you leveled up. And yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Just let me know when you are good to go.
Yep, I am ready. We probably won't do 4-4. Let him do that. That'll be
right. Yeah, we can just let him know, and actually, I'll leave a note for him right now while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. I wonder what fight he's going to go.
Still didn't change his name. Darn it. All right. Alright, message left. I still need to find a 6th player for this game. Haven't been having much luck with morning games. Not as many European players, unfortunately, because that's usually what it is for this time slot. Everyone else in the U.S. is at work in the mornings.
Mm.
All right. Are we good?
Yep.
I think I'm done.
All right. So it is. My calendar closed. It is the 91st of summer at 8 a.m. when you head up to the Blackwater Estate.
I'm going to stay outside, like near the carts and people, trying not to.
Sure. When you get up there, you see a bunch of soldiers kind of out on the lawn talking to what looks like an individual in leather armor. When she sees you, she... Hang on, let me get a picture here. Thought I had a picture. Oh, there she is. When she sees you, she kind of turns around and approaches the group. She says, "Good morning, contractors. I'm Shaith, a scout in the employ of Lord Blackwater." And she gives you a polite bow. She says, "I will be showing you to where the Hobgoblin base is."
Well, good to know, Shaith.
Nice to meet you, Shaith.
Show us the way.
So something you might notice about her. Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. So she nods and says, "I just need a moment to confer with one of my fellow scouts. This force back here is the soldiers that I'm sure Lord Blackwater told you about. I just need to get some information on where they will be stationed in case we need to get in touch with them. Do you have everything you need from the market? Food, light sources, some sort of tent in case there's rain, anything that one might need for traveling."
I don't believe we have a tent. I'm very bad at human needs.
Yes.
She says,
we do need tents if you could bring some.
She says, "Well, I have one for myself. You are made of metal, though, aren't you?"
That's why I said, like, I'm not really good at understanding basic human needs because I usually don't have those myself.
Will you not rust in the rainfall?
Well, I would still prefer to be inside. But that's not going to kill me.
She says, "Fair enough. I do have a tent for myself. Let me see if I can procure some for your group." And she would head inside for a moment. So she comes back out with tents, giving one to each of you, along with a sleeping bag, in case you didn't have them already. She says this will make survival in the wilderness much easier. And as I said, make sure you have food, because we won't necessarily have access to food the whole time. I brought plenty for myself, but I don't know what your group might need.
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, we're all good.
All right. So she would sort of assemble you all at the front gate, bid farewell to the troops and the other scout, and the group would begin traveling north.
To the north, to the north, to the north we go, to the north, to the north, to the north.
She says, if things go well, this should be a 3-day journey. Do any of you have any scouting ability?
Nope.
Uh, I'm sort of stealthy with an okay investigation.
Bugbears are lacking in certain things. We have acrobatics, athletics, perception, stealth, and survival. I don't know if survival would count.
She says, actually, survival would be helpful. Why don't you
Mhm.
stay with me then? I was thinking if one of you is stealthy and perceptive, I could have you make your way to the front a bit and keep an eye on the roads while remaining hidden. We're not going to be traveling fast, so it should be easy for you to stay hidden in the grass while we go.
Yeah, I'm got okay passive perception. I will give that a go.
She says, I would say get as far away as you are comfortable. I wouldn't go too far, though. In case you're spotted, you want to have enough time to get back to the main group.
Okay.
So how far ahead of the group do you want to go?
Uh,
Basically, if you are ambushed, you'll be that far away from the party. So you want to keep that in
Okay.
mind. So how far away do you want to be?
Like 120 feet? Is that like far? It's like to provide a scout, but like I can like dash back. That seems.
So, yeah, I mean, 120 feet, if your movement is 30, that would be 2 rounds of dashing
Yeah.
and running.
Well, then they run to me, and we're in a turn. We're like back together. That seems.
Yeah, so if you're
Fair
comfortable
enough.
with that, that's fine.
Yep, and I
The
give
good-
everyone
You give everyone what?
a good few turns if I do see them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so give me a survival check, Clog, as you and Shaith are working together to pathfind. And also give me a d20 roll for events, because we are now leaving the safety of the town and moving into dangerous areas. The guards would warn you that there have been attacks and that you should be cautious.
That's either very good or very bad.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
And survival of 12. All right, so
Middling.
you begin traveling. As you're moving through the fields, does anyone have herbalism or nature?
I mean, I have proficiency in my herbalism kit. So,
All right, so as you're traveling, you would spot some rare herbs growing in a patch nearby a farm that looks like it's been looted. You can collect 85 gold pieces worth of rare herbs.
Wow.
can you
If you
want
wanna-
to put it in the party treasure?
If you want
Yeah, I
to
will
take
try
it.
it.
No, we would definitely want to take them.
Okay.
I'll
So you, who's carrying the party treasury?
I am. I can add it.
It's
Who is
fourth
carrying
at the
probably
moment.
fourth
I mean,
full, but
Yeah.
I will add it. to the
Not-
party.
I mean, if
to-
it's herbs, I'll carry the herbs if that's what.
Okay. Just
if
add
it
them to your
hurts.
inventory then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you Yorn takes the herbs for himself. So yeah, you don't have to put it in the party treasury.
How much gold you said?
85? Yeah, 85 gold pieces. As you continue moving through these farmlands, it's getting towards the end of the day when who is scouting? Kite, give me
Me,
a perception check and a stealth check.
Okay, I will be. Yep. Oof.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Hold on.
All right, so you're very stealthy. I'll take your passive of 11. So as you're traveling 120 feet ahead of the group, you're very well hidden, moving through the grass. You would notice to the southwest of you some smoke coming up over the trees. Something might be on fire over there.
Okay, I'm going to cast message.
Go ahead and link it.
On-
All right, so you kind of point back towards the group, and who are you targeting?
to talk to. Don't know if I should do shape. I'll do copper.
All right, so Copper, you receive a message, and what does that message say?
A smoke. From. Is it from the east or over the tree line? Yeah, I just let them know that there's a fire going on over the tree line, and
I'll just relay this to the party and just basically invite everyone to stop and take a look at the direction that Kite is pointing to.
So you, you mentioned that Shaith kind of turns in the direction. She says, "Oh yeah, huh. Well, it's not really where we're going, unless we want to take a detour. But I suggest we just keep going. I mean, there are farms all over the place under attack. Doesn't really have anything to do with our objective."
I agree.
Okay.
We do have a very concrete task and concrete mission.
Stay focused.
Yep.
All right, so you continue onward, ignoring the fires. The end of the first day, you make it to the, probably the outskirts of the farmland. Shaith says, "We made pretty good time. Let's set camp and wait for tomorrow."
I think we need to take a look at our watch rotation because it's still with Win inside.
Oh, yes, you might need to under resources, I think.
I think so. So we had Kite, Win, Copper, Yorn, Forfall. I think what was the idea? The idea was to try to have at least one with dark vision in each.
Well, you definitely want dark vision at night, and you want at least one with decent perception on each watch if you can.
So I think I would prefer to actually be moved to the morning watch because I don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
And I think Copper and Yorn, you two don't actually have to sleep, right?
Yeah, we don't.
So you have to remain inactive, but I think you're still aware. So you're technically on watch kind of all through the night.
Yep.
Yes.
So you could put yourselves on each watch. You don't have to just be one.
Okay. So I'll do that. Okay, and then Kites. Do you have dark vision? You don't, probably, right?
Does our Minotaur friend have night vision?
I don't think so, which is weird for a Minotaur.
It is, considering labyrinths are.
Yeah, but
it
no,
make sense.
I don't think. I don't think Minotaurs have dark vision in D&D.
Okay.
But I think then.
Clog does, so he can take the night watch and he has decent perception.
Yes. Let's see. Clog. Clog will have night watch, Kite evening watch, morning watch Yorn, and morning watch Forfall, and us together in each watch.
Yeah,
so it's Kite, Clog, and Forfall, and then us in every watch as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Change that.
Yes. All right. So you would take your watches that evening. I need another D20 roll.
Who's doing this one?
Anyone.
I'll do it.
He takes the first one.
There.
18. All right. So night passes. So you have to spend one food to keep yourself from starving. But other than that.
Yorn, you definitely have to eat.
I do.
Do you two eat?
No.
He doesn't.
Oh.
No, I'm just.
We don't. I mean, I will, but it's just
So yeah, the non-war
pretend to eat. I just pretend to eat.
You just kind of put the ration in your mouth
food in
and
the
chew
party
on it.
run, right?
I did make my rations now.
I assume you each have your own set of rations, because I don't think you... Well, I don't know. Do you have food in the party? How are you doing that?
I assume they'll each carry their own rations in case we got separated, or this sort of makes it easier to sort of manage as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just minus a day's worth of rations from yourself.
Check.
To eat for the evening, those of you who have to.
I thought it was... I can't see actually have any rations.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So Kite starts starving. He gets a level of... No. I mean, does someone have
Clog
some food
would give
for
him... Yes, Clog would give him some of his rations. So
Alright,
to make sure that no one in the party starved.
So Clog spends an extra day to feed Kite for the time being.
So on my sheet I now have 8.
The scout, Shaith, says, well, if any of you know survival, hunting is a good way to get some extra food. So maybe, I don't know, Clog, if you want to go hunting, you seem pretty versed in the ways of nature.
I'm happy to go do so. Survival is one of my more in tune things.
Alright, so give me a survival check. Roll a d8 and add your wisdom modifier. So what is that?
You said roll a 1d8?
Plus wisdom modifier.
Oh, my wisdom modifier was 2, so that'd be 4.
Alright, so you catch a deer and bring back 4 days worth of rations.
Look at this, gentlemen. Now, is everyone still awake at this point? Because we just set the watch. We didn't actually...
Yeah, I'll say it's in the evening as you're all getting ready to bunk down. So the deer is unpreserved rations, which will last up to 3 days. So you want to eat that first.
Yep.
But, yeah, you go to bed for the evening. Nothing happens. The night passes without issue. And it is now the... it is now the 92nd of summer at 8 a.m. And actually...
question.
Yeah?
During the watch, can I use the herbs to, like, spend a little bit of time, like, crafting healing potions? Or...
a healing potion takes a day of downtime.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, a whole day.
If you... It's... Usually you do a day's worth of downtime, so I would say you probably have to wait until you get at least a day. Because I don't know if you could take like an hour out of the day and do that multiple times. You might need to be in like one spot at least for a day to start working on a project.
Okie dokes.
Yeah. But anyway, it is 92nd of summer, 8 a.m., and this might be a good place to stop because we're at 2 o'clock. But we can continue as your group makes its way next time towards the Hobgoblin Fort. So
and how many rations, real quick, does the deer give us? 3?
4.
4.
4. Okay, great. Okay.
And those will last for 3 days. If
you can do it every day.
Yes, you can take a few hours in the evening and hunt as long as you're in an area that can provide food. The plains definitely do. So, you can definitely attempt to hunt each day if you want.
So you'll be feeding Kite.
Yeah.
Here you go, Kite. Right. Here's a big rack of ribs.
So give me MVP votes, and then we'll call it. I'm gonna go drink a bunch of coffee.
Oh, that's a delicious thing to do.
I have burger. Wife is making burgers, so...
Oh, that sounds good. I could go for a burger.
My Roll20 just crashed again, so you're gonna see it come back up in a second.
Yep, I just saw you.
Resetting your token. So I got 2 votes.
What is it? Is it /whisper or is it /w?
Either.
It's
either.
Yeah, either's fine. Looks like this.
Everyone is confusing where you put slash for some reason. So often people do instead of slash w slash.
Alright, well, with, what's Dragon Clawed?
Oh. It's supposed to be a G.
I voted
And
for
I think
Kyle.
Well, with
best.
3 votes, Kite, you are MVP. Congrats.
Yay.
What about Kyle?
What about Kyle?
Where is Kyle? Where is Kyle?
Who's Kyle?
How was
oh,
Kyle?
Who the heck is Kyle?
It's
I don't know. We
I don't
keep
know.
hearing him around the town.
It's Neil. Yeah, you keep hearing about
It's
this
Neil.
Kyle. Who's this Kyle?
This is twin brother.
Yeah.
Neil and
Neil.
Kyle. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to take some notes, but you all are welcome to take off or hang around. But the game is officially over for now.
Thank you, DM God.
Thank you very much.
See you.
No problem.
Bye.
Hope you all had fun.
I'm now in a weird situation for a sorcerer when I got my sorcery point and nothing to spend it on except regaining spell
Well,
slots.
yeah, I think exactly. You can use it to regain spell slots, which isn't nothing. That's a useful thing to have.
It's one first level spell. That's
When would be alive?
I finally got some decent spells because I started on second level and it was first time I got a level of this Clockwork Soul, and you can only switch Clockwork Soul spells on the next level, so you cannot switch it immediately. So finally I got some good spells and not alarm and protection from good. So finally something decent.
I'm gonna make a table of the names I've given people / names of my family, as that will probably be helpful to you. I will send that across.
It'll probably be helpful to keep all that in mind.
Yes. Yes. I do apologise. It's a little.
Lots of RP today.
Yes.
I am trying to recall all the important events.
I've written them all down as we go. I think.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, you all have your journal, but I also have mine, which has more information about what's going on. I'm just trying to remember.
Oh yeah.
You, yeah, I mean, basically, you spoke with Blackwater, you spoke with Sithrol, you decided to join Blackwater. I'm trying to think if there are smaller things that I missed.
I don't know, just me ordering my paperwork.
Clocks alternative. Shock the bits of the group to hear them out. We followed them to the Bloodhounds. We spoke to Julian. He let us in. Neil took us to the door. Biffle is a redhead elf.
Julian was the proprietor of the Darkwater. Not to be confused with Blackwater.
Yeah, I made a note of that Sithel has a lot of swords.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I have a good amount of info here with my hidden notes too. So, I'm sorry. You can go ahead if you were giving me a rundown.
No, I was just walking through because I'm going to post the journal now, so I don't forget.
Yeah, and I can always refer to that later. See if I'm forgetting anything.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I managed to trigger my paperwork thing. It was bothering me.
Oh yeah, the paperwork, that's another thing.
Yeah.
As being lawful, I hate potentially breaking the law.
Yep.
I'm on this second level. I finally got access to Armor of Agathis, which is like an unusual spell for a sorcerer to have, but
that's a good one.
But Clockwork Souls can have it, and it's really nice. I want to combo it with because I will have 8. I will have armor, but not now, but eventually. But 8 Armor of Agathis and Blade Ward. and you can actually do some really good comboing with this one.
Yeah, it is definitely a powerful spell to have.
Yeah, and even now I can also cast it at second level right now, even though I don't have any second level spells, but I have slots.
Do we still have people watching? Looks like we do.
Interesting. Not me.
Not you. The whole 2 or 3 of them. I figured I should probably maybe hang out more after the games and talk to the people on the stream. Though I don't usually see people. I wonder if they just listen, because I don't see much typing during the actual games.
Maybe those are the players.
Yeah, at least some of them. But like you said, you're not there, so...
Yeah, I'm not there this time, so someone. But anyway, thank you very much for the game, and see you next week.
Yep, see you then.
Bye.
Ugh. Alright. Alright. You said you're posting your stuff now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that does get you an inspiration point.
Hooray.
Just, it seems like some people don't realize that, but posting journal gets you an extra inspiration point.
Copy as an actual txt file. I'm just going to copy the word. I've overrun the word limit.
All right. Keep feeling like I'm forgetting to do something. All right, well, I think I'm going to end the stream for now, but thanks for everyone who was watching, and I'll see you next time.